Hey, everybody, welcome to the Jim Masters Show live entertainment lifestyle talk show series. How are all of you today? It is Sunday. We're having a brilliant day here, really busy day, actually. We've got an amazing guest, Eabha McMahon. You know her originally from Celtic Woman. She has a brilliant solo career and a new album out. She is a spectacular Irish singer and songwriter, and she is live from Ireland. Yes, joining us in just a second. How's everybody doing? We always have a good time on our show because this is an entertainment lifestyle talk show series that I created about a year ago. We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary. We're going to have a big celebration. I can't believe it's been a year already as of like late April, early May. And we've been doing this series 7 days a week live ever since. We've done about 400 episodes of our entertainment lifestyle talk show series. And we do it in the style of the old school talk shows with the hosts and presenters you may remember, warm and welcoming conversational style with a modern vibe and modern twist of today. We've got guests from Broadway, Hollywood, television, music, film, stage, culinary arts, sports, comedy, inspiration, you name it. And we celebrate it all. Health and wellness. I mean, you pick the topic, the category. This is something for everybody. It's all about variety. It's all about connecting and creating and really having a good time. That's what we've been doing ever since we turned on the studio lights here and we built this studio, and we said, hey, let's connect with everybody with our entertainment lifestyle talk show series. So welcome, everybody. It is Sunday. We hope you're doing well. It's 3 p.m. Eastern here. We are in the greater New York area in the United States, between New York and Boston, along the beautiful southern New England coast. We have the ocean just a couple blocks from us here. That's a zen place for me, the ocean, as you guys know, if you watch our show regularly. Last night, we had an amazing guest. We had Hollywood legend, television and film actress, Dee Wallace. If you didn't see that episode, you can check it out. All the episodes are available on our YouTube channel. And we would love it if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It really does help the show. Click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our episodes and any of our extra bonus content we put on that channel. Again, the YouTube channel that you're watching right now is Jim Masters TV. Give it a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe, and share the channel. Tell everybody. Our viewers are amazing. They call themselves the Lovities, and there's a reason for that. Because in the summertime, I was saying the show is about light, love, and levity. And I said love and levity too fast. And all of a sudden, out of my mouth came the word lovity. So from that point forward, all the viewers who watch from all around the world, this is an international show, and welcome everybody from everywhere, they call themselves the Lovities. They call me Mr. Levity. They call this Lovity Hall, and they are part of our Lovity Squad. So that's pretty cool. So you're going to hear that word Lovity bantered around a lot here on the show, and it's a cool word because I think our world could use a little more levity about now, right? We toast you guys. Right now, we've got our I Dream of Jeannie mug. You know, I work in television and radio and stage, so we go with the Jeannie mug today. There she is. You see her here too. And we've got just a nice cup of afternoon coffee today. We toast you and you and you and you. We always do that on the show. This is a high-class show. We always toast our viewers and our guests as well. And again, we hope you're doing well. If you're watching for the first time, I do this work professionally in the real world as a television and radio personality, presenter, host, journalist, actor, writer, producer, stage MC, voiceover artist, and writer, producer. And I've been doing this work for a long time. And back in the spring of last year, we said, hey, why don't we create this entertainment lifestyle talk show series? And we did. And we are so thankful we did as well, because it's been really amazing, the response. And everybody has been sharing the links and commenting on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And you can find me in all those locations at Jim Masters TV. And also, we have a new Facebook group for the actual show. That's JMS Live Lovity Hall. Right. Check that out. A lot of you have been enjoying that as well. So welcome, everybody. Let's do a quick hello to some of our lovely viewers. And we're going to welcome Eabha to the show here. Of course, we welcome you in style here. We always welcome you to our show, and we say spread the lovity and tell everybody about the show. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We would absolutely love that. That's Jim Masters TV. And Dante's watching in San Diego, California. And he says, good morning, lovities. Yes, it's still morning where you are, just about little after noon, right? Welcome to Levity Hall, because you're on the West Coast. Welcome to Levity Hall, hosted by our beloved Jim Masters, known as Mr. Levity. This will be another fantastic pop-up show. Hoping everyone is having a fantastic day. You as well. Good to see you. Kathy Short in Cleveland, Ohio. Good afternoon, Jim and Levities. It's nice to see everyone today. I agree. Good to see you, Kathy, in Cleveland. Mary Bishop's in Florida. She says, hello, Jim and Levities. Can't make the live. We'll watch later. Perfect. Again, everything is there in the archives, so you never miss a thing. I know you guys really love binge watching our shows, and I think that is amazing. And hi, everyone. Good to see you as well. We love it. And welcome to Maureen, who's here. Cool, cloudy, 86 degrees there in Arizona in the desert. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Sunday. That is nice. Mary Bishop says, welcome to the show, Eabha. I love it. And she's in Florida. And Juanita's in South Africa. Hello, Jim and Levity Squad. Hope you had a great weekend. We still are. And love to have you here all the time, Juanita, with us in South Africa. And we got Quasi Tom here. Hi, Levities, far and wide. Good to see you. Welcome. We love it. And wanted to take the opportunity before the show to let you know that your voice is very beautiful, and I'm absolutely blown away by your range. Are you talking about me, the host? I bet you're talking about Eabha, but she and I will split it. Carla is, welcome to the show. Carla is here. Hello, Jim and gang. Ready for one more outstanding JMS Live on this shiny Sunday afternoon in South America. Yes, Carla watches in Brazil, and it's really cool when you tune in from Brazil. Welcome to the show, Carla. Nice to have you here and everybody watching from all around the world. Love Celtic Woman. D last night absolutely was great. I wonder how many Celtic Woman fans know about Jim's show with Eabha. Yeah, tweet right now. Yes, Eabha just did an Instagram post, and she just posted it on social media. So check that out as well, and tell all your friends to tune in. We're live right now on our YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV, and Eabha is here. You'll tweet this right now. See how many folks we can get here. Perfect. Yes, spread the word. It's all about spreading the word. We did promotions on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Jim Masters TV. Merlin in Canada is here. Hi, Jim and all Levities. Good to see you here as well. And again, love Celtic Woman. Crispy, it's good to see you as well. You were here last night. Is terrific. Ty Walk 82 says, really enjoy your show. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That means a lot. We're here every day for you, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Today, we're doing a special early show because it's 8 p.m. where Eabha is in Ireland. Good afternoon, Jim. Daniel tuning in from Tennessee. Good to see you, Daniel, as well. And everybody that is watching. Carla says, what a cute and cool Genie mug. The I Dream of Genie mug. You love it. Fantastic. I love that. You love that as well. And everybody's saying hello to each other. And Wozniak is here. She says, hello, Jim and Levities. You're listening as well. Perfect. And Gary's here. Hi, Jim and all Levities. But Gary in Iowa. Bernadette Vidal is here. Hi, Jim and Levities. Welcome, Eabha. Love your new Wildflower. Yes, we actually are going to be playing music, and she's also going to perform live for us as well. So we've got a really special episode of the Jim Masters Show live here for you. Cheryl Fair is here from Salem, New Hampshire. Fantastic. Good to see you here. And DACC is here. Hello, Jim, coming in from Tennessee, USA. First time to say anything, but I truly look forward to this. Really, really enjoy your time. Oh, you enjoyed the episode with Brian Dunphy, my buddy Brian from the High Kings. Ryan Kelly is going to be with us next week from Celtic Thunder and Vernon Kelly. He's going to be here next week at the same time. Hi, Jim. Sunday wishes from a rainy New York City from D. Lore. Good to see you as well. And hello to you as well. And everybody's saying hello to each other. This is fantastic. We love it. Hi, Jim and Eabha. Wow, great timing as I happen to be available now. Looking forward to the show. Thank you very much. We appreciate all of this from all of you. Maureen, Jim, I hope you have found some time to relax today. Thank you for having Eabha as your guest today. I love it. I love it. I love it. Carla says, hello, Jim and gang, ready for JMS Live on the shiny Sunday afternoon in South America from Brazil. Well, let me tell you that we've got an amazing guest here on the show, and you've seen her, you've heard her. She's tremendous. Eabha, Don't you just love that shot? I really love that shot. She is joining me live and direct from Ireland, and it's a real honor and pleasure. You may know her originally, of course, from Celtic Woman. She's got a new album out, Wildflower, the debut album from Eabha, the name under which, Irish singer-songwriter Eabha McMahon is presenting her solo work, and it's the phonetic spelling of the name. She's really garnered the world's attention for her stunning, unique voice as principal vocalist with the globally successful Irish music collective Celtic Woman, with whom she recorded 5 albums, filmed 3 television specials, performed sellout concerts in 20 countries across 6 continents. And the group, of course, has been #1 on both Billboard's world music and classical charts, and received a Grammy nomination as well. With Wildflower, which is her solo album, she presents original songs that encapsulate the rhythm of the earth, the unwavering momentum of love and loss, and the global concerns we have for each other and for the world we call home. With contemporary and traditional Irish influences, the album sees Eabha continuing the centuries-old Irish tradition of storytelling through song, bringing her own modern style to the art. Kind of like this show here, the old school way of doing the talk shows with a modern vibe, modern twist. And with lots of levity. And Eabha's about that too. We're going to welcome her right now, live and direct from Ireland. Welcome, Eabha, to the Jim Master Show Live.
Hello, how are you doing?
Fantastic. How are you today? And I'm very pleased to learn, as you mentioned to me when we were chatting before we went live on the air, that you're a big fan of the Jim Master Show Live. You've watched the show, you've watched some of the episodes and have enjoyed it, and you've actually watched some of my other professional television work as well. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. I have, and I've listened to some of the other interviews, and they're fabulous, and it's really an honor to be on your show today. So thanks so much, or tonight, wherever you're watching. I'm here now in Ireland, but I know it's daytime for you guys, so thank you very much.
Oh, it is my pleasure. It's my pleasure. How have you been doing? I know, we've had lockdowns and all kinds of crazy things, and Ireland especially, because we've had a lot of phenomenal Irish friends and artists on from various backgrounds, and sometimes they're in the lockdown, sometimes it's lifted. It's been a crazy time. How have you been doing, Eabha?
Yeah, you're so right. The lockdowns have really been sporadic, and Wildflower, my debut album, was made during all of these lockdowns. So it's been this year, and it kind of started last February, and we properly started getting into it. And between lockdowns and everything, it was mostly made remotely. So to be honest with you, it's been such a challenge, but something that I've learned so much in doing. And I've learned so much about myself, and even about technology and everything like that, and how much we really can do apart. But personally, I am really looking forward to us all being able to get back together again, and to be able to perform on stage, and to feel that electricity that you get, with the audience, and all that kind of thing. So I'm definitely, I think I've adjusted. I think all of us have to. You have to adapt and adjust. But I still I can taste, I just can feel the feeling of being able to hug and, go out and see friends and perform again, and just for life to go back to some kind of normality.
Absolutely. And then that is on the way. That's, the vaccine is there, and, slowly but surely we'll all be together again, which is a beautiful thing. So, and there's been a lot of teachable moments during this year. We've gotten a chance to really look at our lives and assess what we want to continue doing. You with your solo venture during this time, broke out and came out with this incredible album too, which I think is fantastic. And congratulations on all the new music. I know that's a true labor of love for you, isn't it, Eabha?
Absolutely. And actually, this album is something that has been kind of, it's been around in my head and in my body and in my mind for years and years. And about 2 years ago now, I really got this sense that it was time, and I needed to record it and get it out there. So actually, at the beginning kind of 2020, I had decided, this is when it's going to begin. And actually, I ended up getting coronavirus in early 2020.
You did get it, huh?
Did, and I wasn't well with it, so I had to take a little break. I mean, I wanted to get straight into it, but I had to take a little break just to get better, and actually I think that was the best thing that could have happened, because I needed a rest. I needed a pause. And I never knew, obviously none of us did, that the pandemic was going to happen or whatever. Like, my plan the whole time anyway was to do the solo album, but actually having that pause and a total stop where I had to not sing, I had to stay in bed, I had to rest, was definitely the making of this album, because so much reflection was done during that time, and it allowed me to really dig deep and, peel off all the layers that I'd learned to put on me, through these, and really get to the kind of core of who I am and my true nature, and hopefully to make music that would allow other people to get there too.
What are some of the things that you learned about yourself, that you discovered about yourself, or that you were able to now let free and share with the world during this time? I think we've all learned various things about ourselves, and now we want to go forward doing the things that not only bring the world joy, but also bring us fulfillment and satisfaction as well, right?
Definitely. I think one of the things that I learned so much this year is that human connection is really what all we need. It's the most important thing. And I think, life had gotten very fast for, I think, nearly anyone I've spoken to had said they didn't realize it, but life had gotten very fast, and it was, where are you going next? And what are you doing? And what do you own? And what do you have? And what do you think? Whereas this year made us all, like, it just brought us back to basics again. And what I realized was that my family, my friendships, love, that's all actually that mattered this year. Nothing else. It was just, if you can keep your family safe, and if you could keep your friends safe, and have those true connections through such a difficult time. I mean, no amount of things was going to make that this year any better. It's human connection. And I used to go for walks on the prom in Galway, because I lived in Salt Hill in Galway while writing this album, and we were only allowed to go for one walk a day. But I used to walk down the prom and look at people's eyes, and I could see, fear in their eyes. I could see pain, even if they weren't physically in pain, but it's just that unknowing and the uncertainty that this time has brought. And then what I noticed as the weeks went on was strangers talking to each other, which had kind of stopped. And we're very known for that in Ireland, but it actually had kind of stopped. Whereas now, again, strangers were catching eyes with each other. How are you doing? And how, actually asking someone, like, how are you, to a stranger, And I noticed that, the community, the feeling of community around where I live just was getting greater and greater. Even though we were inside our homes, the feeling of community had never felt stronger. People dropping meals to each other's doors. And, sometimes, like, I knew that there was a neighbor in our place that wasn't well for a little while, and I just dropped random meals all the time, not even really saying who it was, but just people did that for us too. I remember on Easter lunch one day, we just had a roast dropped to our door, because they were like, well, we figured there's only two of you, so maybe you wouldn't be cooking. We had a big family, so we'll drop this to you. So that's something I will not allow I won't allow that to go again. If life does get fast again, I'm going to make sure that I remember that all that matters is human connection. And this album is all about that.
Absolutely. That's what it's about, my friend. And beautifully said. And I agree 100%. We're very big about that, not just on this show, but that's how I am anyway. I believe in connection. We all need each other. And I'm somebody who likes to bring people together. I'm a Libra, so we're balance and harmony. We're not like extremists. We like to talk to the extremes, bring them together, and unify people, and look for the common good in everybody. And that's beautifully said. And again, you're having an opportunity now to explore different aspects of yourself, and through your music too, with this fabulous new album and the songs. I want to show you some of the levity that's coming in. We've got Demarit saying hello from France. Lily is saying hi. Cheryl Fair is saying, hope you are back to feeling well. Your swimming discipline is very interesting. When I see your posts, I wonder, is the water cold when you're swimming? You're using that as a way to be disciplined. Is the water must be cold, right?
Yeah, it's like, well, in winter it goes down to, I think, 3 degrees. At the moment it might be at 6, but we go every day. It's one of my rituals. I love the sea so much.
Yeah. Oh, me too. The ocean is a zen place for me. I talk about it a lot here on the show because I grew up here on the coast, so in the Northeast United States. So swimming, surfing, boogie boarding, sailing it, walking it. I literally have to be dragged out of the ocean. Uh, there's been times we've been with family in Florida and they're like, okay, we're going now. We're getting ready to go. And I'm like, why are we leaving? They said, it's starting to rain. I said, but that doesn't matter. I'm already in the ocean. I'm wet.
Yeah, you're already in.
I said, well, the thunder, the lightning could be a problem.
It's not safe.
But for me, yes, the ocean calls my name, and you've got to carry you literally. That's the Atlantic, and you've got to absolutely drag me away from the ocean. It's a really calming Zen place because it's bigger than you. It's something larger than ourselves that has a rhythm to it and the tide and the constant flow, and also it breathes life. And the sun rises and the sun sets in it. It's just
Amazing, yeah.
Quite special. And so it inspires you a lot, huh?
It did actually. I have my album here because I got CDs made. I love a CD for the car, and on the inside I wanted to make sure that I dedicated it to the sea. I said, this album is greatly inspired by the sea, the feeling I get in those moments after jumping in first thing in the morning. Each song represents my passion for the earth, equality, the Irish language, and the importance of unity, family and friendship, and the sea. So yeah, it has a full dedication to it here. And I don't think it would have been the same album if I didn't get to have that plunge every morning, Yeah, it's magic.
You took a plunge in making the album, and you take the plunge in the sea. Absolutely. Yeah. So that should answer the question, Cheryl. It's pretty chilly, but it sort of wakes you up, and it's kind of refreshing and invigorating. Kathy Short in Cleveland says, welcome, Eabha. These are all our Lovity viewers. Eabha, welcome to JMS Live today. Lovity Hall will definitely be filled with lovely music and a great conversation. You are now a Lovity. Welcome.
Thank you.
I tell everybody, there's Academy Awards, there's Emmy Awards and Tellys and Grammys and all these things you can get. But when you get a Lovity on the Jim Masters Show Live, doesn't it, you feel great, don't you?
It feels good. I'm not gonna lie.
Your feet are tingling, I'm sure. Yeah. Merlin in Ontario, Canada says, welcome, Eabha, as well. She's watching up there in Canada. And Marit says, hello from France. And Soraya says, hi, Jim and Eabha. And Marie says, hi, Eabha. And hi, Eabha, as well. And she's all excited. And I love it. I love it. And Juanita in South Africa says, welcome to the show, Eabha. And Gary in Iowa, USA says, hi, lovely Eabha. And Gary, another Gary, says, hi from Canada. Christine says, hello, Jim and Lovity friends. Welcome, Irish singer Eabha, to the show. Looking forward to great conversation music in Lovity Hall. She is in North Carolina, USA. I love that. And good afternoon from Tennessee, and welcome, and welcome, and welcome. And I love this. And yeah, we get all this pouring, heartfelt commentary here, which I think is really great. Hello and hello. And really, yeah, it's really, really nice. I love all of this. And Ann Wozniak, who is in Jacksonville, Florida. Hello, Jim and Lovities. It's driving. She's watching as she's driving. Be careful now. Yeah. And hi, Jim and all Lovities from Gary and Juanita and Bernadette. And so the Lovities are giving you lots of hellos here. And Merlin says, Eabha, how do you say your real name? Well, it's actually a derivation of the real name, the Eabha, right? Tell us about that phonetically.
So basically, it's pronounced Eabha, and it's spelt E-fada, A. So you can see actually an E-fada up here. That's a fada on the top. So E-fada A, B-H-A. But do you know what? After years of being away and singing, I noticed that the spelling in Irish was really hard to pronounce because the E-fada in the Irish language is the sound A and the BH is the sound V. So I decided I would actually just change it for my performing to A-V-A, which is just the phonetical spelling of my Irish name, Eabha.
See, you got the scoop exclusively on the Jim Masters Show Live.
Yeah,
You always learn something. Another world premiere exclusive. And Dee Lore says that she's been watching you for years and loves your new music album, Miss You Lots. That's Dee Lore. She's one of our regular faithful viewers and lovities. We love when Dee is tuning in, and Christine as well. And just more coming in. There's a couple more comments here. I love this. Hello from Canada. And then Corey McMahon, Guinness or Buckfast, love mom and dad.
Okay, so my dad always does this on every single live or program I do. My dad will find a way to write in and ask this question. It's a behind the scenes joke. So Guinness and Buckfast, are two drinks that are made in Ireland. I absolutely don't drink Buckfast. It's like a tonic wine. It's gross. It's horrible.
Does he like Buckfast?
No, he doesn't even. He just thinks it's funny. So anyway, he'll be laughing his head off now. So yeah, no, Dad.
Welcome, Corey. Now Corey has to subscribe to the Jim Masters TV YouTube channel, right? We showed his comment. There it is. So now he has to subscribe and share our Jim Masters TV channel. Everybody has to subscribe to the channel, right?
Yeah.
We have Guinness chilling in our refrigerator, Corey. Does that score any points for us?
Definitely. You'd be delighted with that.
I'd invite him over to toast, but there's just this big pond in between us right now, the Atlantic Ocean. Damrit says, love your voice, Eabha. I've never heard one like this before.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. And Merlin is thanking you because you explained the derivation, the phonetic spelling and sounding of the name, which is really great as well. Let's talk a little bit about going back a little bit in time. I've always been told that when you grow up in Ireland, and as I mentioned, or for new listeners, I'm Irish on my father's mother's side. My father's mother's family all came over from Ireland. They settled in New York City and then branched out from there. That when a lot of people, not everybody, but when you're born in Ireland, you're usually handed a fiddle or a flute or something early on when you're a kid. Music is a big part of the culture. And so for you, Eabha, were you handed an instrument or something early on when you were still in your bassinet?
Yeah, literally. So we all grew up going to, well, actually, not all of us, but my brother and I went to a Gael school, which is an Irish-speaking school. So from the age of 4, you're speaking only Irish in school. And then Cultus Cultori Éireann was kind of next door to the school, and it was basically somewhere where we went to learn Irish music and be surrounded by Irish music. And then we went on to compete as part of that kind of Common, which is the club. And yeah, there we all just played loads of instruments. My mum and dad were very, very kind of supportive in anything we wanted to play. So at one point I wanted to play 3 different instruments and they were like, absolutely no problem. So I played the tin whistle, the bodhrán, the buskakill, which is the Irish kind of button accordion. And then I played piano as well. And it was really just to get a taster for what instrument was I most kind of drawn to. It turned out for me, my instrument was my voice, and that's the one that I kind of put the most work into. But the whistle is something I would still play a little bit now. And my brother is a fantastic bodhrán player. And music in our house, any kind of dinner party or family event will always finish in playing and singing songs that we've known all our lives. And music is just, it's like speaking. It's just another part of our lives that we just expect that everybody else kind of has and is as important to them. So then when we meet people and they're saying, oh, you're Irish and music is really important, we're like, yeah, it is. It's, it's just part of our lives.
Absolutely right. So early on for you, what were some of those early inspirations and maybe door opening opportunities that came your way as a youth coming up the ranks in Ireland to have an opportunity to perform and be a part of productions and performances?
So a lot of my training and background is all in traditional Irish music. It came really from starting off, speaking the Irish language at such a young age and going to Scoilar Con, which is in Ballinamanoch, Monkstown. You never know, someone might be listening that knows of that school. But when I was 9 years of age, I actually got my first record deal, and that was with the It was called Yoga Joe, and it's basically, I don't know if you guys have it there over in the primary schools, but we all used to learn the same songs. So there would be a book of songs in the school, and all the schools would learn these songs and they would know them. And it had a CD attached to it. So that was my first ever experience in a recording studio as part of, a CD, an album with a record, contract and all that kind of thing. And I went on to do a few albums with them as I went through school. And that was an amazing kind of opportunity to get a taster of what being in a studio was like, and meeting sound engineers and learning about my voice and microphones and all. And then when I was 15 years of age, I was asked to be a part of Anuna, who are the original Riverdance choir.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was the
What
youngest.
was that like, to be asked to be a part of that? You must have been pinching yourself, Eabha, huh?
It was amazing because I was the youngest member ever. So I couldn't believe that I was asked in, because it was all adults. I was the only child. And, all of these adults were professional singers who were studying music or were doing their MDs in music, and mostly classical and actually lots of different styles. But I was a sean-nós singer, a traditional Irish singer. So for me, it was just such an honor to be in that environment and to be around people that I admired so much. And I learned so much during my time there in Anuna, and I toured with them, and I did my first PBS special with them when I was 15. So that was incredible. I was so young. My dad actually had to come with me because I was too young to go alone. And
here you are all of a sudden on American television nationwide at 15. I mean, that's incredible, huh?
Yeah, it was really, at the time, it just seemed like it was a dream. And I remember coming home from the PBS special, like getting the flight home, and I was like, when's the next one? And my parents were like, you're going back into school, like this was just a great opportunity. But, so I went on to finish school then, and I did my degree in human rights in Galway. And then I started to tour again after that. But music always stayed very much part of my life throughout everything. But I've been very lucky with the people that I've been surrounded by growing up musically. And it's something about Ireland as well. It's tiny, like everyone knows everyone. That's not a lie. If you
Right, exactly.
blah, 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 they'll know your cousin or something. So, it's a small enough pool of, I suppose, musicians, and we all kind of know each other. So I've been lucky to be in an amazing pool of musicians and artists, and to have just been surrounded by incredible music and storytelling and art growing up.
The Irish are great storytellers, absolutely. And they like levity, they like humor and a good time as well, as I definitely know. Irish crack, as we call it. And when I've said Irish crack on the air, I've had to explain it in America what that means. Because when you say, I did crack last night on the air with Eabha, they're going to be like, what?
Yeah.
CRAIC. It's humor, it's fun, it's good times.
Good fun, yeah.
It's good fun. And then came calling Celtic Woman, huh? Tell us about that. That was another major experience for you, an opportunity for you as well, huh?
Absolutely, yeah. So then I had done my degree, and I was actually working in Vietnam and I lived in Vietnam for 7 months, and then Mongolia for 4 months, working in the desert, with the Christina Noble Children's Foundation. So I really thought, in a way, this is always going to be a huge part of my life, the human rights aspect. But then I was also writing music myself, and I went over and had this actually an amazing gig in New York, which was a sold out gig, and it was as a headliner for Kyle Morabi. And so anyway, I was doing that gig, and I got a message on Facebook to say, hi, Eabha, we've heard this song that I'd written called Just Cry, and, would you come in and sing for us? And at the time I was really kind of torn, because I was, I had all these songs written myself, and I was going to, do the solo thing. And then I was also very much still steeped in the human rights. And I went home, and I went in anyway and sang, and they were like, look, would you like to be part of the group? And I was like, oh, it would be an amazing opportunity. And I ended up staying in the group for 5 years and toured all over the world. Had just an amazing experience and made friends for life. I mean, I'm still in touch most days with the women that I was touring with. Like Mairead was my bridesmaid, and Cara, Susan, Mairead Nesbitt, like they're all this week. I was chatting to all of them. So it was an incredible experience. And, you know, it was nearly like I always knew at some stage I was going to revisit that initial thing that I was doing, which was writing my own music and creating my album. But I learned so much during those 5 years about, you know, stage presence and you know, touring, even the discipline of touring and keeping your voice right and your body and your mind healthy. And I feel like all of that has everything happens for a reason, and it's all led me to where I am now, you know. So yeah, what an amazing experience. And like I said, I've been so lucky with all of the things that I've experienced in my life and the people that I've been touring with and that I've had the privilege of working with.
Really, really, absolutely amazing. And you say Mairead Nesbitt, who's a dear friend, and she's been on the show a couple of times, but we've been friends ever since Celtic Woman actually came over to the States, and I interviewed her and Lisa and all the gang originally from Celtic Woman. And you and I had met. We were talking about, gee, you know, we've met before. We met before at one of the Celtic Woman events, and I was introducing, I believe, Celtic Woman on stage on behalf of public television, and you and Mairead and the gang were there. We were all sort of backstage chatting because you were saying, I've met Jim before.
I knew that I knew your face from seeing the show and stuff like that. But I said earlier on today, I was like, we've definitely met before. And then I said it to you and you were like, yeah, I can remember the day. So like I said, it's such a small world. Even when you're in Ireland, it's such a small world.
We have this wonderful photo here too. And there you are by the ocean. Tell us about this shot.
So this shot was actually just taken the other day. That's near where I live. I've always lived near the sea, and it's my absolute happy place.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the album was written in a position like that. I was never, you know, a lot of the time it would be on long walks. I would sit down like that and really just take everything in and look at the sea and how it moves. And, you know, the first song on the album was called Rhythm of Earth. And it is, if you sit down like that, you can almost feel a rhythm of the earth beneath us. And I really just, that's my happy place. So I only put that up the other day. It was taken by my friend, who's an amazing photographer, Shane Hofty. And I just wanted to share that with everybody because that's my happy place.
It's your happy place. Like I said, mine is too. And it's funny, it's a similar, we're both looking out at the same angle. So what we'll do tomorrow is you go to the coast by you tomorrow. You go back to that rock. I will go back to this spot at the Atlantic Ocean, and we will wave to each other tomorrow.
That's a great idea.
That's it. But the ocean really is a beautiful spot. Here's another great photo we have too, Eabha. Tell us about that. I mean, look at that. I mean, perfect timing.
Yeah, so this was also just taken the other day. These are just really like shots with my friend. He's an amazing photographer. Again, it's taken by Finton on Instagram. And actually, for anyone watching that loves Ireland and loves, you know, really seeing the natural beauty of it, he lives in the west of Ireland, and he gets up in the morning and takes these incredible shots. And then he actually will sell them as prints all over the world. So anyway, he took this photo and he just said, we were chatting away, and all of a sudden he said, Eabha, look out at the sea. And I looked, and then he took the photo. He's like, you won't believe what was behind you. And look at all those birds. I think they're, I'm not sure what they are, but they're beautiful anyway.
Like almost like geese or something. Yeah, flying over. Is that amazing? And the angle too?
I know, you couldn't write that. It's just like, how did that even happen? But
so it's like, Eabha, turn quick, freeze, don't move, click, click, click.
Exactly.
Photography, that's what you got to do. Sometimes you get these one-shot deal, once in a lifetime photos. And but we also have another one here that I know is very special to you and near and dear to your heart. It's this one.
Yeah, that's my husband, John. Yeah, that's our wedding day, obviously.
Yeah, where was this taken? That's beautiful, that big open field there.
Yeah, so that's actually in Clonwilliam House in County Wicklow, and it's so beautiful. We didn't even know that field was there, and basically the photographer said to me, will you come around the back of the house, wait until you see? And obviously I was in my like perfect white dress and all mucky, and I was like, do you know what? It's worth it for the photos. So marching through this field and got the most incredible photos. Like that was just the best day of my life. And John's downstairs now watching this, so he'll probably be blushing.
Yeah, he looks like he's blushing there too a little bit, doesn't he? He's like all happy and right. He's content and
he does. He looks great. It was such a happy time.
Absolutely. Here's another great shot.
Yeah, this is amazing. My friend Shane, or Taken by Finton on Instagram, he's going to be so delighted. This is also his photo. This was before we even decided to call the album Wildflower. So it's amazing how things like that in life happen, you know, where it's nearly like there's little signs and signals that are being sent to you to show you where it's going. And this was probably before even the first song was written, but before I really got into the flow of the writing. And we went out one morning and started taking these photos, and I was just so attracted to all these flowers, and the ones that looked like weeds. I didn't want the really, really pretty ones. I wanted to make these flowers that people consider to be weeds beautiful, and to show them in what they deserve, which is their beauty. Look at them there, like they are gorgeous. And that all led into calling it Wildflower and kind of going into that theme of the earth and minding it and flowers and all that kind of thing. So yeah, this is a very early photo at the beginning of the process of writing the album.
That is really, really cool. Great shot. Here's another one. Ah.
There we are at home. That's my
family.
See the little dog there that John's holding. He is now 60 kg. He is huge. He's a Bernese mountain dog, but here he was. Oh, this is only a few months ago, but he's literally quadrupled in size since then. And that's Digby, my first ever doggy. He's 11 this year, and we've been through everything together.
What a cool name, Digby. I love that name.
Digby and Bonelog is the other dog.
Oh, that's great names.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
He does not look like that anymore.
No, isn't that a cute shot? He just looks like a ball of soft fur, you know? Really, really. This shot, too, we use this in the promotions. This is a really windswept, cool shot, too.
Yeah.
It's also by the ocean.
This is right beside where I live. So everything in this album is homegrown. It's all where I live. It's people I know took them, even down to the people that play on the album. I know them all. Like, it's all Irish people that I've grown up with. And this photo was taken by an amazing photographer called Nikki Kavanagh. And she was in Anuna with me for years. We did our first PBS special together, and we shared a room. And she is just such a creative. And one day she was like, Eabha, I'm taking portraits. I'll come down to you. And, in the lockdown, she was in my 5 kilometers, and we went down on these rocks by the sea, and she took these photos. And I just think if you get your photos taken, or if you work with people that know you,
right,
your true essence will come out, because you're not trying to impress, or you're not trying to, be professional, or, so I think she really captured me there. There's other shots where you'd be like, that's not really me, but I think she really captured me there.
She captured the real essence of you there, and absolutely beautifully too. And you are home. This is I like this too, this sort of poster, this promotional. Look at that.
Yeah, so this is a song that was released recently. The date's probably there. I can't remember the exact date, but it was a few weeks.
I know, it's like, wow.
Yeah. But my dad took that photo. Would you believe that? Yeah.
Your father did, huh?
My dad, and that's my
good
wedding.
job, Dad.
Yeah, good job, Dad. That's my wedding dress, and I wanted to reuse it again to make everything in this album is part of just where I am, who I live with, the people I love. And my dad, we had done a full video. And at the end, my dad said, put your arms up in the air like an angel. And I was going, no, Dad, I'll look silly, And he was like, try it there. And this is the photo that came out of it. It's actually the middle photo in the CD as well, underneath the CD. So you can see here, it was actually part of a larger photo. That's where they live. That's where we live. So this is an Irish sunset. And you'll see there then the photo in the middle. Sorry, I know there's a light also on there. But yeah, so Your Home is all about that kind of thing of becoming at home in your own body, in your own skin, and that no matter where you are in life or where life takes you, if you can feel at home within yourself, then you'll always be happy. And that's really what I wanted that song to represent, and for it to be something that you could nearly meditate to. So I thought that photo was appropriate for the song.
That was really he really captured something very, very special there with that photo. He really captured something just really marvelous. Good job, Dad. Good job. Um, I like this shot too. This is a black and white, but this is a nice one also, Eabha.
Yeah, this is do you know what I wanted to do, Jim? I really, during the time of writing the album, I wanted to take photos capturing the days where I was just writing, or like, this is just me on the roof in my we were in an apartment at the time, and I had written the song Wildflower that day. So that flower I picked, like, it was on the roof, and I decided I'd take a photo to mark that day, and then I actually posted it when the album came out, because I thought it was amazing that it actually happened and that it's out there now, you know. But I really wanted my Instagram and my Facebook and my website and my Patreon page to be a diary of making an album, and truly behind the scenes of creating something during a lockdown.
That's really captured it. That's a great idea to have it sort of thematically done like that. I think that's a smart way of really putting it all together. Kudos to you for that idea. I just want to show you some of the comments coming in from our lovely viewers here. That's a gorgeous photo, Eabha. Good job, Corey. Yeah, that's beautiful work. Love this picture. That's from Love Celtic Woman. Chris B. Kathy in Cleveland, Ohio says beautiful photo. Carla, amazing, beautiful, creative decoration on the wall behind you.
Thank you.
Album cover surrounded by your initial, isn't it? That's what they're thinking, that the album cover surrounded by your initial, the E. Really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, they have a good eye, don't they?
Yeah, so that one there here is that's the photo or the artwork for the single Wildflowers. Then this is the artwork for the album Wildflower, the album, and this is the one we just looked at here. That's for Your Home. So they were the two singles I released before the album, and then the album in the middle. So I'm hoping for every single I release, I'll have one. The wall will be covered.
You did that well. Now you can do the weather at night on the news. We're here in Galway, and up here in Derry, and down in Dublin.
It was a bit off a few times.
I know sometimes I do the same thing. I'm pointing to this here. I'm like, wait, wait. It's the reverse. Yeah. It's over here.
Yeah.
It is funny. We have also the album cover, or this here for Wildflower. Tell us about this, and congratulations on this. I mean, that is filled with color and, vibrant, beautiful hues. Tell us about, the creation of this. This really is, and, congratulations on it all. It's a major thing for you in your career.
Thank you. Oh, it really is. It's one of those things, it's always been my greatest goal in my whole life, just to release a solo album. And it's been something I've started, and then, something has come up where, so I'll leave it for a while or whatever. And just to have it in my hands, I know that it was worth the wait. It's everything I've ever wanted it to be. And this cover really represents that. The photograph was taken by Nikki Kavanagh, who I mentioned earlier. And I wanted it to represent, a real, just a real photo of a person. I feel like now there's so many photographs that are, really, really touched up and all this kind of stuff. And, even there, for example, you can see my rosy cheeks and everything. And I wanted it nearly to look like I was part of the earth, and the flowers around me, I chose for them, to be bright and colorful, because I feel like this album allowed me to really explore and get back in touch with my true nature, my feminine energy, and that whole idea of Mother Nature. We all have a bit of that in us, and I wanted this album to represent that. So I love it, and I love it because I feel like it could be almost like a print or something as well, and the color is great around this time of year too. So thank you very much, though.
Oh yeah, that is really a stunning. That's an eye catcher, that's for sure. And the US iTunes World Music Chart too. It's on there and placing quite well, huh?
I couldn't believe that. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you. The other day before the album came out, I made an agreement with myself before going to bed. I was like, I'm not checking charts. I'm not doing that. If people listen to this album and they enjoy it and they get something from it, well then that's all I want from this. Or maybe that the music could help somebody to relax or to feel calm, you know. And then the morning of the album launch, I got up and I did a little dance around the room with balloons. My husband had gotten these balloons for me, so I was like, woo, it's out, you know. And then I went for a swim in the sea, and I remember dunking under the sea, and I just said, it's out there, you know, and my whole body was submerged in the water. And I said, you know, everything I wanted to happen has happened. It doesn't matter what happens with it. It's out there, and it's exactly what I wanted to represent and what I wanted to sound like. And I'm so proud of it. So anyway, I've made peace with all this, and I was brilliant. And I got out of the sea and I was nearly in tears because I was so thankful. And I went home and I got this text message. Can you imagine? And it just said Ireland iTunes World Music Chart #1. And then I read that and I went, oh my, that's amazing. And then I looked and said USA iTunes World Music Chart #1. And I just couldn't believe it. You know, it's such an honor, and it's just amazing to think that people are you know, listening. And it's just something that I created from my, you know, attic, like in Galway. It still makes me emotional now, you know, but it's brilliant. I'm just so delighted.
Congratulations. I mean, that's really something actually, you know, very, very special. And, you know, kudos to you, because it's a job well done, you know, people loving it. And we actually have Wildflower here that we're going to share. Wildflowers. You came up with the name again because you were mentioning really enjoying the natural authenticity of wildflowers, right? That they aren't necessarily the flowers that are always the front and center and the star of the show, like roses are and daisies and other types of flowers. Wildflowers are sort of there and authentic, and I think that also reflects the essence of you, Eabha, as well. So that's why maybe you're in tune with the wildflowers.
Yeah, totally. And also, I have to mention my granny, because she was definitely an inspiration behind the name of the album, but also particularly that single Wildflowers. So when we were younger, we used to pick wildflowers and only wildflowers and press them in books. So she'd get kind of greaseproof paper and press them in a book, and then we'd leave them there for years until they were dried. But she also did that with her mother. And it was her mother's way of telling her she loved her. You know, it was this way of saying, like, we'll get this flower and we'll keep it really safe and we'll press it in a book and then we'll keep it forever. So if you listen to the story of the song, you know, at the end, she finds this old book, and inside it, there's all these flowers that she never realized her mother had pressed for her. And I know someday if I go through my granny's collection with her, or, you know, because we celebrated the other day together, that there's definitely loads of books in her house that are full of wildflowers. So it's our way of really showing our love for each other. And the other day, whenever the album launched, that evening, I went to her house and we toasted on the porch to Wildflower. And it's just so great that I got to do it with her in person. She's 87. So it's just an amazing thing that we get to have that moment together.
What's her name?
Shani. I call her Shani, but her name is Dolores. But she's my Shani.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Well, this is a toast and testament to her as well, and to you. Let's take a look at Wildflowers. This is probably going to be seen for the very first time for many of you, again, with the lovely Eabha. And we've got more music. She's going to perform for us live too, live from Ireland. So enjoy yourselves, folks. You're watching the Jim Masters Show live entertainment lifestyle talk show series, and it's a pleasure to have you here, and Eabha as well. Here's Wildflowers. It's really beautiful, folks. You're going to enjoy it. Here we go.
Inside her garden, the wildflowers grew, painted in colors, pink, yellow, and blue. Falling in circles, the petals flew down. They jumped up the garden and danced through the town. She said, I know of a place Gathered by children, they ran to the sea, releasing wildflowers so they could be free. The paddles swam up to the next little town, saved by a lady who thought they might drown. She said, I know of a place where wildflowers grow, a sea of bright colors, pink, blue, and yellow. Like treasure they hid within an old book. When one day her daughter would finally look, she found the wildflowers beside them, a note, a poem from her mother, and on it she wrote. She said, I know of a place where wildflowers grow, a sea of bright colors, pink, blue, and yellow. I know of a place where wildflowers grow, a sea of bright colors, pink, blue, and yellow.
That is really nice. When you see that, I mean, how does that make you feel? Because you work so hard on that. I love not only the song itself and your voice and the musicianship and the arrangement, but also the visuals. They did such a stunning job production wise on that video.
Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, it's really amazing to see it and hear it on your show. I mean, I've watched your show before, and I can't believe you're playing it here. And it's a very proud moment to watch it kind of move into the world. But yeah, no, I work with an amazing team of people, and we all wear different hats, and sometimes we have to wear all the hats, and we share a lot of things when it comes to like what we each do. But yeah, the video was definitely something that was a lot of work went into, and yeah, I work with an amazing team, and they made it happen. And the actual video that you see of me singing, amazingly, like you'd think it's done in a studio. It's done in my back garden, actually, because we were in a level 5 lockdown, so everything was shut. So so much of this we've had to really think outside the box so much and be so resourceful, but actually it's all paid off, and I think sometimes thinking outside the box can lead to really incredible things, and getting outside your comfort zone and staying well and truly out of it is an amazing thing to do. So this video was one of those out of the box, out of the comfort zone, but I'm so happy with how it turned out.
Renee says, beautiful voice. And Demarit France says, what a song, what a voice. Dante in San Diego, California says, beautifully done, bravo. And Juanita says, always a good time, Jim. We love that. Maureen in Arizona says, what a beautiful, calming song. We love that as well. And Merlin in Canada says, what a beautiful video. I love the song. Juanita in South Africa says, my goodness, this is the most hauntingly beautiful song. Love Celtic Woman. Chris B says, Ava, you probably get this compliment a lot. Yet you sound like the ancient Irish world 1,000 years ago. And Erin is like your voice singing here today. Beautiful, so beautiful, your voice. Love the video.
Thank you. That's so
lovely, huh?
Wow, what a compliment.
Yeah, they did a really nice job. Again, just in terms of the visuals matching the song and the feeling and the textures of the music, and your voice beautifully. It was spot on. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Well, I work a lot of the album was written in collaboration with Gavin Murphy, who is an amazing arranger and composer. So I really feel with this song, Wildflowers, I had the melody kind of written there and the lyrics, and it was very much it felt like a traditional poem, and I sent it over to Gavin, and he sent me back this track, and it just blew me away. I'll never forget the day that I heard it, and I just said, this is it, and this is the start of this album. This is, and that's the day that I knew the album would be called Wildflower as well, because it set the tone for the rest of it.
How long did it actually take from the germ of the idea, the inspiration of the idea, to then the completion of the album? How long was this process? Was this something that you always sort of had in the back of your mind for a long time, and then the time was right to do it, or did it sort of develop quickly for you, Eabha?
So yeah, no, this has always been on my mind, never not on my mind, but creativity for me is something that comes in waves, and I have to be in the right mindset, and I nearly have to decide, okay, I'm doing it now. But for example, there's some of the songs that I had penned and I'd had in this book for years, and I just hadn't developed them. But then, I knew when I was leaving Celtic Woman, I actually had kind of, said in the August that I would be finishing up. And so I finished up in December, and then in 2019, and then in 2020, I was going to write my solo album, and then the pandemic happened and whatever. But I very much had these songs that were there, but when I really put my mind to it and started working on them, everything started to happen very quickly, which I was so thankful for, because that's not always the case, writer's block and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
But I was lucky. I had an amazing, team around me, and we kind of, from February onwards, we really just got going with it. And, it was great. Like, it was just every day setting ourselves challenges. At one point, we set a challenge to write a song a day to completion, and that's production and everything, for 14 days straight. And I mean, that was such a challenge for me. I'd never done anything like that before. And I would have been very much someone that waited for the inspiration to take over.
That was done under fire. Yeah.
Exactly. And it was a different melody every day, and it was a different tempo every day. And it was very challenging, but I learned more about songwriting in that time than I think I had in years, and I learned that you don't always have to, sometimes just putting something down on the page is enough. Like, it doesn't have to be your best piece of work, but it's still, you're using that muscle, that songwriting muscle, and naturally it'll get better, like any kind of fitness. So yeah, from probably around February of last year, so just over a year, really, to get it all like this.
Like that, absolutely. Yeah. I've said this a couple of times on the show to some guests who happen to be performing artists, and we had a guest on, legendary music legend Melissa Manchester was on as a guest, and she was talking about some of her process and some of the things that inspire her. So she said what she does as a singer and songwriter, when she gets a moment of like an aha moment, a brainstorm, some inspiration just sweeps over her quickly. And it could be from anything in life. It could be from people, experiences, things that you visualize, something that happens in front of you, life just passing you by, and living life can inspire music in incredible, grand ways. And she said that when she gets those aha moments, those bits of inspiration, she tries to not let it go by. She'll run right to the piano. She'll get sort of like a tape recorder or something, and she will start playing it out. She's actually working it out. Whatever the inspiration is that's coming her way, she's working it out, and she's recording it, because the further you step away from the initial inspiration that you have for that song, you start to lose the essence of it. You start to lose the feeling of it, and it can get very dissipated. It could disappear. It could weaken. And so what she does is she runs right to the instrument and starts capturing it, and then tweaks it from there. But she doesn't let it pass by. And some gems of songs have been created as a result of being inspired and then running to the piano and recording whatever it is that's coming through her. Because sometimes I know a lot of performers feel that there's an energy that comes through them and they're just sharing it with the world. I think we all feel that way. So there's something greater than us that's sort of inspiring us to do what we do. She feels the same way. Do you do that too? So when you're getting inspired, do you like, oh, I got to write that down. I better save that now because that could disappear.
Yeah, that's 100% me. And everything you said there could not be more. If I was to give an answer for that question, it would literally be that. Like, I met people before on the prom in Galway and they'd be like, you're the girl that's always singing to herself, because basically I'd go for these long walks and that's when the inspiration would come a lot of the time. So I would record myself then straight away, like as in no embarrassment, because I'm like, I'll lose the song. I'm exactly like that. Something comes into my body, it happens, and then it leaves again. And I won't know. Like I'll be like, what? There was a great line there. I won't even be 1% in my head anymore if I don't capture it as it's happening. So I used to walk down the prom with the phone in the hand, singing full out. And one time I didn't remember my phone and something came to me. And actually, it was a song that I might sing for you tonight, but there was basically a lot of stuff going on the news about racism, and there were stories coming up in Ireland and overseas. And it was really, really weighing so heavy on me and really breaking my heart that we're still living in a world, you know, where we're not just seen as equals. And this song was coming to me and I literally sprinted home, like at full speed, singing the song straight out because it was coming so fast. I couldn't stop it. And I was like, oh, just give me 5 minutes. And it just didn't, it just came straight out. So I went to the piano and sang it as an unaccompanied piece. Now, since then, this song has gone on to become, you know, it has full production and arrangement, and it's I love it. It's called Heartbeats on the album. But this was sung in my head as an unaccompanied piece, and it was a call to action. And it was a call to action from something greater than me. I know that. And that happens a lot with music, but do you want me to sing you a little bit of that one?
Yeah, that would be awesome. What a great introduction. Now you have to. You've got us all excited.
I said I'd sing a song, but I know because of copyright and all, we can't really use backing tracks. But you know what? All of my songs were actually written as me singing unaccompanied, because that's my background, is unaccompanied singing. Sean-nós singing has to be unaccompanied. You're not allowed to have accompaniment, and a lot of traditional Irish music is completely unaccompanied. So it's kind of more my comfort zone than singing with a backing track, you know?
Oh, you are exactly right. Yeah. And I think the test of a brilliant voice is when you're able to do it a cappella, because sometimes people, you know, they rely on sort of the voice being buried in the instruments or the studio tweaking everything.
Yeah.
And then when you see them in person and they sing or they're on stage, it doesn't quite sound exactly like that person anymore.
Exactly.
And you're brilliant at being able to do things a cappella or doing it surrounded by an orchestra or band or you know, a flute, whatever it may be. What is it, before you sing it, what is it about, you love modern as well as traditional, and that's a great mix. And it's kind of like what I was saying in the introduction, sort of the cool, warm vibe we have on this show, the Jim Master Show Live, is sort of harkening back to the old school talk shows where you have variety and you have warmth and you have not an interview, you have a conversation, you bring people in and an audience from around the world, and yet it's got a modern vibe and modern twist. You're sort of weaving in and out of those worlds too, with a modern vibe and modern twist of music, but also paying heed to and homage to the traditional Irish music, traditional Irish sounds. What is it about the traditional Irish music that gravitates you and pulls you in, Eabha?
So traditional music, and I've seen it from like going on tour, you know, to anywhere in the world. And I would have sung, you know, an Irish language song, and I could see it resonating with people, even though they've no clue what I was singing about. But there's something about the traditional Irish music that is so primal, and it reaches into you, and no matter where you're from in the world, it makes you feel this sense of home. You want to tap your foot, or you feel emotional and you don't know why. So it's that feeling of storytelling. That's what I love so much. And I think as human beings, we live for storytelling. That's how we communicate. That's how we heal. That's how we love. it's through telling our stories. And so as much as I love modern music, and I do, and I love the fusion of traditional and modern music, I think at the heart of any really great song is a story. And if the story isn't there, a lot of the time people are like, I like that song, but I can't remember what it's about, you know? So that's why it's always very important to me to have a very, very distinctive story there that maybe someone can relate to, or maybe they listen to it and they say, oh, that reminds me of my mother, or that reminds me of how I feel about this, or might give them a different perspective on a subject. So I'm very passionate about marrying the traditional elements of my voice and my background in singing with more modern twists of like Gavin's arrangements. A lot of them, some of them would be incredible, like, you know, they could be in a movie, or they'd be very kind of contemporary.
Yeah, like
but
a big
I think,
track.
yeah, I think that's why we work together so well.
That is fantastic. Beautifully said. So now we definitely have to hear you.
Yeah, I know. This is so typical me. I'm like, I'll sing you a song.
Sure, absolutely.
But this song, yeah, this is really just my call to action, you know, and it's like I said, it kind of came through me that we are just all human beings, and if we could all just, you know, actually hold each other and help each other through, life would be so much easier. And I think it's up to all of us to have our own call to action in whatever way that is. But mine is through this song called Heartbeats, and it was written, like I said, very much as a poem, unaccompanied. So I'm going to sing it for you that way, the way that it was, the way I sang it the first day I wrote it. So then if you want to go back to the album and listen to what it's turned into, it's very different now. But this is how it kind of started. So
all right. Here is, as if you're on stage and I'm introducing you, the wonderful Eabha, live on the Jim Masters Show, live and direct from her house in Ireland.
Yeah,
her beautiful studio at home in Ireland.
Yeah, this
Eabha.
is Heartbeats. In a world that only I know, it's a place where only I go. There's a child in me you can't see, a light of hope, she's brave and free. It's your voice, your stage, tell the truth about change and unity too. If we stand for peace, we have won. Sing me songs with freedom's drum. And we are just heartbeats of a time. Sing it out like a child. We are one, no two the same. Living life a precious flame. We are all heartbeats of a time. Sing it out like a child. We are one, no two the same. Free at last, sing it again. If you go within, are you proud? Do you stand for peace in the crowd? With an open heart, do you see equal people, brave and free? There's a place where only you go, in the days where fear takes its toll. There's a child in you I can see, your light of hope will set you free. And we are just heartbeats of a time. Sing it out like a child. We are one, no two the same. Living life a precious flame. We are all heartbeats of a time. Sing it out like a child. We are one, no two the same. Free at last, sing it again. Gurb míle maith agaibh. Thank you.
Very beautiful, my friend. Merlin in Canada says bravo. She's got exclamation points. She's got claps. She's got hearts. She even has green Irish hearts.
Oh,
Loving it. From love from Canada. And gorgeous, one of my favorite songs from the album.
oh, thank you.
And so very beautiful from Juanita in South Africa. Quasi Tom. And I'm not mispronouncing his name. It does say Quasi.
That's Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why aren't you saying crazy? No, he's Quasi Tom. And he's got the Irish. He's got the green. Heartbeats is a phenomenal song, and Wildflowers is truly one of my favorite albums ever. I was listening to some of the other songs on. It really is beautiful. There's a lot of depth to it. I mean, some of the material you tie into some of the experiences we've sort of had in a way in the last year, right? What we've gone through and how we've been reassessing life and the things that really matter to us. And I mean, the timing of Wildflowers, even though it's always been sort of in the back of your mind for a long time, the timing of the release of it, the timing of these particular songs and the meaning of the songs about looking at our lives and our relationships and the things that matter in our lives and the simple things in life that really matter most. The timing absolutely couldn't have been better than now, considering everything that we've sort of gone through globally and individually in our lives in the last 12 months plus, right?
Yeah, well, thank you. And I really hope that this album will be able to, help people in whatever way, because I think coming out of a pandemic, obviously it's not going to just, it's going to be a transition again. It was a massive transition to become accustomed to this life, but also if things do start opening up again, it is going to be, a lot. And I think this album, like I spoke about before, it represents the earth and grounding and everything we did learn this year about family and love and connection and community and caring for human beings. And when the world opens up again, it might get a bit mad again like it was before. And it's important, I think, that we don't forget what we learned this year. And I hope that this album represents that, and that maybe it can be a moment of stillness or of peace in somebody's day.
I agree 100%. I've been saying this thousands of times, I think now, that I'm hoping that we don't just jump back to the ways we were before. Everybody says, oh, I want to go back to normal. Well, normal wasn't exactly that hot. We were going in a really weird direction, treating each other and all of the, the divisiveness and the violence and the hatred and everything going on. And so I keep saying that I hope that we've learned something from everything that's gone on, because, in certain parts of the world, if not all around the world, we've had health, we've had economy, we've had societal unrest and political craziness, especially here in the United States. There's been like every aspect of our lives have been touched. So we could either, go at each other and just make it worse, or we can come together. And I hope that we come out of this and rise from these ashes of the experience more empathetic, more compassionate, more unified, more loving. And that, as opposed to everybody just surrounding themselves with people that only mirror what they think and say, allow everybody to come to the table, because the earth spins a lot more smoothly on its axis when everybody is at the table and everybody is creating and collaborating and working together. We might not all sound the same and come from the same income and zip code and gender and color or country or any of that, but none of that should really matter, because there's a reason why we're all here on the planet. So I'm hoping that we've learned some things here, and we have seen some, like what you just did with this album. We've seen some absolutely incredibly beautiful and impactful things happen as a result of what we've experienced. I was saying last night, actually, to Dee Wallace, the Hollywood actress that was on with us last night, we're having a great conversation. She's a brilliant actress, but she's also very involved in spiritual and healing and uplifting and inspiring people. And we were talking about how I said, I think what happened in like March of last year was some sort of meeting of the minds between a divine Mother Nature and planet Earth all coming together at once and saying, you know what? We're fed up. We gave you life. We gave you all this bountiful, these riches of this earth. And as humans, you guys are tearing each other apart. And you're just interested in superficial stuff that really doesn't amount to anything that you can't take with you. So we're going to throw in a pandemic and economic loss and civil unrest and all of this political craziness. We're going to do it all at once, and we're going to do it at the start of a new decade, 2020. And we're going to see how you guys handle it. It's not going to affect the ocean. It's not going to affect the forest, the sun, or the animals either on the planet. It's going to be for you humans who are sort of fouling things up a little bit. And those three energies, the divine, the earth, and Mother Nature, came together and said, knock it off, stop. Now dig yourselves out of this hole and see if you're going to do it more lovingly, more connected, more collaborative. And I think people like you using this time to share a message, to share a vision, to share your authenticity and your incredible talent, and to release it at a time when the world really needs more of what you're saying and what you're singing, couldn't have been more brilliant. And it's a result of, you know, this effort, this thought that you've had for years about the album, but then took the time now, you and all the whole team, because it takes a village, the whole team that worked on it with you, to release it and present it to everybody now, because it's got such an impactful and important message. So I hope bottom line, I hope we come out of this more empathetic, more compassionate, and we really do look at the world a little bit differently, because as we've seen, life is short, life is precious, and there's been a lot of people who have passed away around the world. There's been all of this loss and all of this horrific time, and to go back to the crazy nuttiness of everybody, you know, arguing and yelling and screaming and fighting, is ridiculous. You know, it's not going to be perfect. You'll always have that on the earth, but I'm just hoping that it's a little bit more smoother and we have a little bit more time to run through those wildflowers barefoot.
Yes, yes.
Like Eabha does.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more.
Wouldn't that be great if things were a little more empathetic and compassionate along the way? You know, I'm only one man, but still, that's my hope.
Yeah, because we're all just doing our best. That's the big thing with every human being you see. They're just doing their best that day, you know, so
that's right.
Kindness is so important.
It really is. It really is. I want to show you, we got some nice hearts coming in from Garrett in France, and Merlin in Canada says, I loved Wildflower by Scarlett in the 70s. Totally different version, but I love your song better. Jeremy Leonard is watching, and she says, love her voice. She's one of our lovelies as well. And Corey McMahon, ask Eabha to sing, oh, Seesaws, Don't Say I Asked That.
He's so bold.
They sent us that, but because of the copyright, because of the music, it triggered. You're able to sing maybe a little bit of it?
Sing a little verse of it. My dad's brass. That's my mom as well, definitely behind that comment.
Okay. What's your mother's name?
Garogine. It's an Irish name. Yeah, my mom actually is the reason that we all ended up speaking Irish as our first language, and I've lost.
Is it Gaelic? You speak Gaelic?
Oh yeah, fluent Irish. Yeah, yeah. But Chasús is a song that actually is fully in the Irish language, and it's a lullaby to those who can't be with the ones they love. And I know this time there's a lot of us who, you know, are overseas from maybe family, or even that live, you know, 100 kilometers away and aren't allowed travel. And this was a lullaby to the ones you love, to say, it's going to be okay. You know, we will be back together again. Líshi is the story, and lie down, my love. So I'll sing you a little verse of it.
That's again, I was going to say again, no wonder why your dad asked that and your mom asked that. The timing of it is so apropos for what we're saying.
Yeah.
Now, you didn't see, and I don't see where he says, don't say I asked that. So we don't see that he asked that, right?
Oh, he's in big trouble. I'm going to get.
Don't worry, Corey. I won't tell anybody. I won't tell the ones watching in France, Belgium, Canada, United States, South Africa, Australia. Nobody knows, Corey. Nobody knows. It's our secret.
Oh, he's such a brat. Okay, I'll sing you a little verse of it. This one hasn't actually been sung. This is only it's very new, but this is one of the poems I've had for years in that book. Because when I was touring, I missed my family so much, and I wanted them to know that I always thought of them the last thing before I shut my eyes at night and the first thing when I opened my eyes, So this is Shastia's.
All right, here we go. Here's Eabha.
Lísias storing agus lígdóscí es menek nánig tú awalle Lísias storing. There you go, little verse.
Very nice. Very, very nice. And again,
that's in the old Irish style for anyone who hasn't heard it before. That's kind of our oldest way of singing, and with ornamentation and storytelling, and it's kind of the foundation for everything I've done, all the singing.
Absolutely. Yeah. I want to show you some of the comments. Renee says, Irish music, the most beautiful music in the world. Yeah. Marit says, Irish music is another world. Gorgeous. One of my favorite songs from the album. Bravo. Crazy Tom says, Heartbeats is a phenomenal song. Wildflowers is truly one of my favorite albums ever. It really is beautiful. Juanita in South Africa says, so very beautiful. Delora in New York City, the Big Apple. And that is the beauty of Eabha. Austin Field says, very beautiful song. I think they're also talking about the other songs too. Yeah. Cheryl Fair in New Hampshire, claps, claps, claps. Love Celtic Woman. Chris B says, Eabha, excellent. Love it so much. Those little Irish vocal trills, just beautiful, Eabha. And we have Anne Marie too, who's here. Suski, such a beautiful song, Eabha. I love the whole album. I've listened to it multiple times already since I got it. That is really fantastic. Wonderful song, Eabha. Love it so much. Thank you from Daniel. Daniel, well, really, really nice. Sherry Lee Leonard says, love her voice as well. And we got XXXXX from Lily. She's loving it as well. And more coming in here. Love that you just did that in person. Virtually in person, and beautiful. What talent. Eabha, that's old Irish style, beautiful. Don't you wish you could print all these out and put them under your pillow?
I know, I'm going to bed now, my head will be like this size. I feel good.
Me too. I'll say, hey, is there any way we can print these out and I can put them on highway billboards?
Yeah.
Love this. Oh, love this. Awesome there, girl from Merlin in Canada as well. Really, really beautiful. We have another actual video here. Now, this one is very moving as well. They all are. And again, I just want to show folks, the album we're talking about is Wildflower, the debut album. It's available now, and it's really, really spectacular. And you're just hearing little snippets and little teasers from it. But this one here is, and again, the visuals, not only your extraordinary voice, Eabha, and the musicianship, the musicians surrounding you and the arrangement, but the visuals, the production. I got to give kudos to the production people that, shot this and put it together. It's stunning. This is You Are Home. Tell us about that one.
So yeah, You Are Home is, it is an important song to me. It's all about, I mentioned it, I know I mentioned it briefly earlier, but it's about finding that place of peace inside yourself and not looking for it always from others, and I think being able to self-reflect and to go inside. And this year, for the first time ever, I learned to meditate, and I wish so much that I knew how to meditate years ago. I think it would have made certain situations much easier, and even like traveling loads and all, and doing shows and stuff. If I'd known how to meditate, I know it would have been a lot more like calming after the show. But
right.
I wrote this song after learning to meditate, and to me, it's a song of silence. Even though there's music playing, it's a peaceful song, and it's about finding home within your own mind and body and soul. And yeah, I hope that other people might feel the same and maybe get some relaxation or a mindful moment out of it.
You know, you do have a real healing nature to you and a spiritual nature to you. Where do you think that comes from? Because to be able to write these songs, not just perform them, but to think of these ideas, it's almost got a real old school quality to it. Where do you think it comes from for you?
I think for me, I've always been someone that has just thought that intuition for me is everything. And I've always had a very strong sense of my gut, my gut feeling. And, I can sense energies of people. And so anything that happens with me when I meet people, I don't just see them. I actually don't see them. I more feel their energy. And if they tell me a story about a hardship that they've been through, it's almost like I can feel it. And I think that all just is now in my music. It's that sense of intuition and trusting your gut. And there is I think we all have an old soul in us, but we just block it out. There's definitely I believe, I shouldn't say there's definitely, I strongly believe that if we could all open ourselves up a little bit more to our emotions and our feelings, that we'd realize that there is something more than just me here with my hair and my earrings on. And, there is an energy between us even now. And that's why we chat for this amount of time. And I think if that can be put into music, then it can become a very powerful thing, because it can allow people to get in touch with that part of their soul. And it's definitely something I'm passionate about talking about, but also singing about. And yeah, and it's all down to energy, isn't it?
It really, really is. Absolutely true. It really, really is. And, if you're a communal person where you feed off the energy of others and then you give it back, tenfold, that's really an incredible thing, right?
Well, I feel like I have to do that. It's the only way. I think that's my outlet, is to put it back into music again. So everything that's going in, I then put it out into the music. And if I didn't have that outlet, it might be a very heavy thing to be taking on everybody's energy all the time. But to be able to put it into music is a very healing process. And I feel very privileged that I have that outlet.
Very nice. So meditation, you've added in. So now you've got meditation and you've got ocean. It's those two Zen places as well. And that's really good. Places where you can be alone and breathe and just think things out, in a singular fashion. Not that, again, you love communal and family and friends and all the important elements of that, but we do all need times when we can just go to that go-to place and just be with one. You can sort of like cycle through and refresh and reboot and re-energize, right? Plug in, not just to the world, but plug into yourself.
That's it. And I think, even in the last verse of Heartbeats, this verse just came to me out of nowhere. I can just say I had nothing to do with it, because it just came out of nowhere. But there's a place where only you go in the days where fear takes its toll. There's a child in you I can't see. Your light of hope will set you free. So it's, we all have an inner child in us, and it's the most innocent and pure version of ourselves. And as we grow older, we learn to create these kind of, not barriers, but we're like onions. Like every time something happens to us, we're like, oh, well, shut that door there, so in case that ever happens again.
Peel off that layer, off that layer, of the onion.
Exactly. And then over time, we become these layered onions, and nothing's getting in anymore. And sometimes that's why people, I do believe, love music, because it allows them, even for just 2 minutes, to get to that place of, oh, I'm getting goosebumps on my arms. I haven't felt that in ages. Or that it might make them emotional out of it nowhere, and they don't know why. But music can get into that inner child, into that place in us that the layers of the onions can't keep out, So I'm a big believer in that.
Absolutely. You Are Home. It's a beautiful song, folks. And that was a great introduction, Eabha, to it. You're going to enjoy this, folks. If you enjoyed Wildflowers, you're going to really enjoy this one as well. So we have Eabha here on the Jim Master Show Live. We're having a great amount of Irish crack here. Good times. And Welcome, everybody, all around the world. We have so many people watching around the world, which is extraordinary. Thanks for all the love, the support of the Jim Master Show Live. Thanks for all of your sharing, your tagging, and watching and telling everybody about it. I think we've really created something special here on this show, and we're so honored to have our friend Eabha here on the show joining us. It's great to have you here, Eabha.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
You're feeling all the levity and the warmth?
I'm going to go to bed a happy woman. I'm feeling all the levity.
You know why? Because you are home. Here we go.
When the journey feels longer than the road that you chose, when the doubts seem to linger, strength arose. Look not to the past, sweet freedom at last. Be the light, be the vision, you are home. When the words of another shake the core of your soul, if the last gentle heart turn to stone, one kind thought can fade the darkest of days. Be the light, be the vision, you are home. If the last sign of sunlight leads you through the dark night, for a moment you stand there shining bright. Look not to the past, sweet freedom at last. Be the light, be the vision, you are home. Be the light, be the vision, you are home.
Mm. That really is something, huh? Oh my God, that's really, really beautiful, and has a real sort of angelic quality to it as well. Just really, it's very centering. It's very grounding. It's sort of saying, no matter what's going on in your world, what's going on in our lives, there is a place for you to be and to live and to thrive. And oftentimes that's within yourself, and having confidence in yourself and not having those self-limiting beliefs, and surround yourself with the things. I've said it actually through this whole pandemic, is surround yourself with the things in life that are constant, like the ocean and like nature and what have you, because it reminds you that you are home. And beautiful. Kathy Short in Cleveland says fabulous.
Yeah,
and Demarit says really beautiful song, and love Celtic Woman. Chris B says, oh, Eabha, this is a world-class video. I'm just stunned. Such beauty you bring out of your soul toward us. Thank you, Eabha. Yeah, really, really beautiful. Gary says, absolutely beautiful song and video. And Quasi Tom says, You Are Home is a song that reaches deep within me and relaxes me like few things do, remarkably soothing. And when you reach people in that way, it's tough to put even in words when you reach them in a way that's that deep. And I think it's incredible, which is really, really nice. Magical. We've got magical here as well. And love Celtic Woman. Crispy says, amen to what we were talking about earlier, Ava. Yes, personal development, law of attraction really says that everything in the universe is just energy vibrating at different frequencies. Sure, Jim agrees. Absolutely. We sure do. Energy is everywhere. When you put that song together, and then it was finished, what was that feeling like for you? That's a very special song.
Yeah, so that one, Gavin Murphy and I really worked together on this one, and it was a very special moment. I remember he sent me through this track with a beautiful melody, and I had these words just came to me straight away, and I knew then exactly how I wanted to sing it. I knew that it was going to be a more soothing approach, and I said to him, I really hope that this song helps people. I hope that this reaches people. I don't care if I never hear about it, but I want this song to go and to give people a sense of calm in their day. So I remember that one specifically, actually. Some of the other songs, were very much, we worked on them and then we'd go away from them, come back to them. This one was very much, I remember sending him my version and then we put the track together. Actually, this was part of the 14-day challenge. This song was written in that time. And I remember listening to it at the end of the day, and it didn't sound unlike what you're listening to now. So it very much came together very quickly. And I think we both knew it was a special song.
I can see that in the way you just described that collaboration is very important to you, isn't it?
It is. I think the word team for me is always something that has been a very comfortable place. And I know that I do well on teams. I think being completely solo is actually never going to be a fun place to be, because you can't share things with people, and everything, like we've talked about all night, is about being able to share experiences with other people. So I feel very lucky with the team that I'm working with now. I can call them friends as well, and I know that we trust each other and believe in each other so much. And it's been such a fabulous experience to be part of a team that I believe in.
Are you and I related? Are we cousins or something? Because just about everything that we've both been saying is so kindred spirit like. I say what you just said all the time. People will say to me, Jim, why do you always say we? Even when, like, if I win an award or something happens, I always say we. And they're like, Jim, that was I, not we. I said, but I like we better. I like the team. I like to be on a team. I like working with other people. I like feeding off the energy of other people. So I said, yeah, Jim, but that fabulous thing that was accomplished, that was all you. That was I. I said, I still like we. There's something about, and you just said it, you said you'll never really do the I. You like the we, you like the team, you like that collaborative working off each other feeling. I'm the same way. There's something about it. Not everybody's like that. There's a lot of people that say I when they should be saying we. I think there's a lot of people that say, well, I did it. I'm the one. Well, actually, there's 480 people behind you that put you there, that made you that. Never forgetting, too, that it takes, a vision that is in conjunction with other people, I think is a beautiful thing. So you're a we person as well.
Oh, totally. We definitely are kindred. I was going to say to you on one of the other answers, you said it, and I was like, that's basically exactly what I would have answered. But no, totally. I think life is more enjoyable in a we situation, because the thing is, even if, let's say, you come up with a song, okay, but then in order to put that song out, somebody, you were surrounded by people that made you feel encouraged enough and had belief in yourself to actually do that. And then there's always a we involved. It's never just I. And if it's I really believe it's a lonely place to be.
Yeah.
It's not,
I can be lonely. That's
yeah.
exactly what I've said. I can be lonely. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you meet people, in the industry, and you will, as like through the years, that are very focused on it's usually the people that aren't happy. You know what I mean? Anyone that I've met that has truly loved touring and being on tour and the music industry are people that love being part of the camaraderie of that nature of, touring is totally a group activity,
Yeah.
and so they're always people that I stick with.
Do you think that's why it might have taken you a number of years to then incorporate meditation into your life? Because when you're a we person, meditation requires total I. It's just you and you.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
so you
like
think,
they're reading my mind now. Yeah. Yes, I think so. I think meditation is like you have to be with your breath. You have to be with just you. You can't be trying to help other people. You can't be, and it's about just going into your own body. And definitely, I think as a wee person, we are also probably not people pleasers, but you want to be around people. You like, laughing with people, all that kind of stuff. So to come back into yourself and go, how am I actually doing today? Can sometimes be more difficult to do. So that's something I learned this year. And a lot of the songs in this album are about the discoveries when you do go back inside and go, no, actually, how am I feeling truly? Taking off the mask, taking off the layers. How am I underneath it all? So yeah, I totally agree with everything you're saying.
I can say we got to dig into our Irish heritage here. I think we're cousins or something. There's something there. The song sounded beautiful, Eabha. That's from Desert Sky. What a great YouTube handle there, Desert Sky, huh? This is a good question too. A couple of them. This one here from Cheryl. She says, I would imagine too. Do you ever tear up when you are writing or singing your songs? You can obviously there's so much emotion in the material. I can see that there can be moments when you're really so emotionally connected to it that you can have an visually emotional reaction, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, John, he doesn't work in the music industry, and he would come home from work and he'd come home and I'd be sobbing at the piano and he'd be like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I'd be like, "There's nothing wrong. It's like this is like something beautiful has just happened," or or I'd be singing lyrics and I really like mean them so much that they make me so emotional. I think there's nothing wrong with that either, but emotion is so good. And even when I was explaining something earlier, I was getting emotional on your show.
It happens to everybody for some reason. I've interviewed in my professional life some of the most stoic people who are like, okay, this is how we're going to do it. This is what I'm going to talk about. I'm only going to talk about that, like business CEOs and heads of companies. I'm only going to be, and then we're talking for an hour and all of a sudden they're talking about their childhood and they're talking about their fears and they're opening up about their life. And then we got to stop and get the Kleenex because they feel so comfortable and they feel so, non-judged and non-threatened. It's just a safe place to come or what have you. And they'll say, my God, I never thought I was going to ever tell you that. But boy, did I get too emotional? I'm like, no, that actually shows that you're real and people connect to that. And it shows you have feelings and you're human. And they're like, and they said like top CEO people and all. And they're like, oh my God, should we edit that out? And I'm like, leave it in. No, it's perfect. And things will result positively for them as a result because they showed their humanity. They showed their humanity. And I think that we don't always get a chance to show it. So, it's a beautiful thing, Eabha.
Yeah, totally. I couldn't agree more.
I don't know why it always happens when I'm talking, but
yeah, you must have a gift. You must have the gift.
Some sort of a vibe we put out or something. So what are some additional things? I know this is exciting. What are you working on continually as you're going along here?
So the next real step is hopefully when everything opens up again is to try, to figure out a touring idea for Wildflower. And we have lots of ideas in the mix. We're actually having kind of like a spark session tomorrow where we brainstorm and really think about everything that we imagine to happen with Wildflower. in the coming months, hopefully, but whenever the world opens up again. So that's definitely something I hope to do. And also I'm always writing, so to continue writing, and I feel like an extension of this album would be an amazing thing to put out there as well. So yeah, always creating. And again, I'm very lucky to work with a small team of people, so we really kind of can be really open about what our hopes and dreams are and just put it all out there on the table. And do you know what, I think unless you put it out there, it won't happen. And every great, you know, idea, but every great thing that worked out started with a conversation or someone saying, I have an idea, would you like to do it? That's how this started. This started with just a phone call being like, I have this idea, do you think, you know, and then here it is now. So tomorrow we're having actually one of those kind of sessions again where we put all our ideas out on the table for when the world opens up again and we can actually perform this live for people all over the world.
That's fantastic. That's a great plan that you've got. I want to show people that album again. It really is a labor of love, and there it is there. When you, and congratulations again, it's really beautiful, not just the cover that you're looking at, folks, but everything that you're hearing. When you decided to go on to a solo career, was there any hesitation, any fear? You know, you're in these established groups, Anuna, Celtic Woman. You're in these groups that are there and established and have a presence, and now you want to seek out and search your soul and who you are and present what represents you. Was there any hesitation or fear, or were you gung-ho and all excited about, I think I'm going to do this and we're going to go forward?
Oh, you know, I think like fear and then excitement are like the flip sides of each other as emotions. And definitely, I'd say every day, you know, if there isn't uncertainty in my day when it comes to creating, then I always feel like I'm not doing the right thing, you know. I don't really love being comfortable. I think that's sometimes not the best place to be, because the minute you get into a comfort zone and everything becomes very comfortable, you're not growing, you're not learning, you're not evolving. And definitely with Wildflower, it was like we were talking about earlier, I felt like there was this almost a calling to go, and like this was the time to do it. And I just had this very good gut feeling, like what I was talking about before, that no matter how uncertain I felt in the day about any particular song or just the project in general, writing an album in the middle of a pandemic, there was something in my gut saying it's going to be okay, you need to do this, like keep going. And there were some days I'd wake up and I'd be going, what am I doing, you know? Yeah. You have moments of imposter syndrome where you're like, can I really put this album out? You know, maybe I shouldn't put it out. Maybe I'll just not put it out. Right. But I also set up a Patreon account, and there's some people I recognize the names coming in. And that was an incredible thing to do. And it's still active now, and it's just an amazing place to share. But that was a great place because I would share all the behind the scenes of making the album and the difference, like every song, the story behind it. And then we'd have these group Zoom calls where we'd catch up, and I might sing them or play them a song, and they all heard the songs before the rest of the world did. So any day that I was having that imposter syndrome where I was like, oh no, I'm feeling uncertain, I would go onto Patreon, I would say something, and we'd all have a chat. And they really helped me make this album, you know. And I think Patreon is a great way to connect the people that love an artist, for example, with the actual artist, because sometimes on Instagram and stuff, it's a different thing. There's loads of advertisements, you're scrolling, you know, whereas Patreon is a community of people. So any of the days that I was feeling uncertain, which absolutely happened nearly every single day, and I think anyone that's setting out on their own venture or their own, I'm sure you felt the same with setting up maybe your own show, you know, you kind of go, am I really doing this? You know, I have to.
I've done it. I've done it multiple times. I think I even still do that every day, even with, you know, because this is like an aside to my professional work. Yeah. And for years, people asked me to do a show like this. And I would say probably every day, I still say, you know, I do say that, like, what am I doing and how's it going? And what are we doing with it? And what's the vision for it? What's the plan? And then it just rolls and it just happens, and you get all of this fanfare and response and levity, and you realize you're touching people and people are gravitating towards it and they're actually enjoying your message, your talent, your whatever it is you're presenting, your energy, whatever it is you're putting out there. There are these people that, like your fans, consumers of your music, people that follow me, my viewers, my listeners, what have you, on television, radio, or even this show, and you realize that's why you're doing it. You're doing it because of the connection, the ability to create, inspire, uplift people. Because one of the things we do, you and I and people that do this kind of stuff, is we make it look so easy. And that's the key, is to make everything look smooth. Everything looks so carefree and easy. But there's so much blood, sweat, and tears and investment and emotion and time put in and sacrifice put in and all of that behind the scenes with everything that we do, being in the public eye, that sometimes people don't always see that element of it. We only show the parts where here we are, and there's so much that goes on behind the scenes, and you have to give so much of yourself, even on days when you have nausea or whatever it is. You still got to go out there and you got to do it. And I think that's what drives you, that along with the connection with people, and knowing when they send you notes and messages and they say, oh, I miss when you're not on, or, I want you here, or you mean so much to me. You get that. And when you get that, it's incredible. It's what drives you forward, right?
100%. Yeah. And I think it's about, being so thankful for all of those people that take the time to say those things. And I think it's definitely something for a few years, maybe when I was in the height of everything being as like busy and busy and busy, and I just wasn't having really time to be in touch with my true nature. That maybe people would write comments and I would read them, but I wouldn't really think about them. But somebody took the time to take their phone or their laptop out to actually find your page and contact you to tell you what they thought of your voice, and to think that you wouldn't give that. It's thank you, to say thank you to someone, and I think that's something that now doing my own music and having this space to really reflect, it's something that's so important, is that gratitude. And you have to show up, like you were saying there, if you've got nausea or whatever. But there's people, especially if you go to a show, they've paid the same amount as the person that went to the first show. So it's your duty to give them an amazing performance, and to mean it, not just to sing the phone book, but to actually but the way I would have always done that is to get back to that place of thinking about the audience. I would I would think about like my granny coming to a show, and imagine she went to a show, and what it takes for her to get to a show. It's not just like, I'm going to go, there's a lot of planning involved, and they'd be excited about it, and the excitement and everything. And for her to go to a show and to say, oh, the singer sang the phone book and they didn't really look like they wanted to be there, that would break my heart. So I always think of that, and I'm like, I need to be, there for all of the people that have done the same trek to the theatre that my granny would do, that way. So, yeah.
That's amazing. Again, kindred spirits, because we've actually been, I do the same thing. And in this industry, especially in the television with the visual side of things, that's actually part of the training that people get. That is, because a lot of times when people look at a camera, especially if it's a big, big television studio camera, and here it is pointed at you with that big eye, and it's coming in closer. A lot of people, they freeze, they get scared, they focus on the millions of people that are watching, as opposed to that one person. And that's exactly what they say, is they think about somebody they tell you, think about somebody very special in your life, like your grandmother, somebody that you love very much, and focus on them. So you're thinking about that love and the connection you have with that very special person. So even though you're in this busy studio and that big TV camera is looking at you, and you're thinking about the millions of people watching, or are they going to criticize my tie, my shirt? Do I have hair sticking up? What's going on? That goes away when you're thinking about the fact that you're talking to your grandmother, that you're putting out the energy that you would give to her, but you're doing it with all these other fantastic people that are there to enjoy it and be a part of it as well. So it's cool that you think of it that way, because that's very grounding too. And that's actually part of actual training that they give people when they are very intimidated by lights and cameras and all of that. And it helps comfort them so they can do what they have to do.
Yeah,
So
totally.
think about that person in your life that really matters, and it'll definitely get you through. What are some of the other things that really move you and inspire you to create and to do the things that you do? You've done so much thus far, and there's so much more that you're going to do and create for everybody. What are some of those things that continue to inspire and move you?
I think, people's stories, like I said before, but there's stuff that's, I've experienced in life that I always kind of kept in, and I think it's so important not to do that and to relay the things that have happened to you in your life. Now, if you're not a singer, like obviously I'm a singer, so I'm so lucky that I can put it into music. But if you're not a singer, it's to talk about it. I think talking is so important. And through kind of growing up and stuff like that, and when I did my degree and I lived over in Vietnam, Mongolia, there was times where, I met people and they'd been through so much hardship. And I was so young at the time. I was only 20, maybe 21, and I was meeting all these different people in different situations and, dealing with real struggles in life. And I remember thinking, like, I want someday to be able to represent them in some way and tell their story, or to even just raise awareness that these things are going on, like, homelessness and domestic violence. And I worked with kind of a lot of women and children that were left homeless due to domestic violence in the Gobi Desert. And I remember feeling that they weren't represented really, in our media, or there weren't many kind of singers that were speaking about really tough topics, or maybe not speaking about them or singing about them, but that weren't kind of giving a message of that thing we were talking about earlier about kindness and being compassionate towards other human beings. So that's what inspires me every day. It's to be able to be a voice for everyone, but also to highlight, maybe like we're talking here today now, obviously my singing is kind of, I always try and make the singing more of a general, this is about this topic and take from what you will. But my voice when I speak in interviews is to try and bring awareness to things that I'm passionate about. And, it is human rights. That is, it's still as important to me as music is. And it's what drives me to do what I'm doing now, because even at the time when I was working with Christina Noble Children's Foundation, I remember Christina pulling me aside. We were in Mongolia and we went into a kettle shop, of all things. They sold kettles, and she was looking for a kettle for one of the women that was living in the village. And she said to me, "Sing a song there." And I was like, no. It's like really like, no. And this time I wasn't really like
And that's like one of the rare times you ever said no.
And she was like, "Eabha, go on, sing The Fields of Athenry." So, by a lonely prison wall, that song. And so I started singing it. And afterwards she took my hand and she said, "You need to go off and do the singing, Babby." She used to call me Babby. And she said, "Because you'll do a lot more with your voice singing than you will be here, doing what you're doing here now. Go and sing to everybody and then tell them what you're passionate about." And that's what drives me on every day, that hopefully I'll be able to always bring awareness to people and humanity and being kind and compassionate.
Beautifully said, my friend. And that's so reflected in the essence of who you are and the music that you share with all of us. I would imagine, too, the love of family and the pride that exists around you there in Ireland, in your home. Them seeing you and seeing your success and seeing your drive and seeing your commitment to excellence, they're probably extremely proud and probably have expressed that. And it's a beautiful thing when you have, not everybody through circumstances in life have where their family, parents, whoever, get a chance to see their success. They see them going up the ranks, but then things happen in life where they're not around to see the success. So for you, it must be, and for them, it must be really a beautiful thing for them to see the wonderful success that you've had and continue to have, and that you're doing what you love and, love what you're doing.
Totally. Yeah. I'm very lucky. My family are like my best friends, and I know some of them are watching this evening, but at home, I'm just, the exact same person. Like in my family, it wouldn't even be seen as kind of like success or anything like that. It's just, did you write a song today? Like, what are you doing this week? But there's
It's like,
definitely,
Ava, empty the dishwasher, please.
yeah, exactly. Or like, what are you doing this week? Do you think you'll ever go back on tour again? These kind of things, are you finished the singing now, or what's the story? Like, but I know that they're immensely proud of me, and my mum and dad like are my biggest supporters, biggest cheerleaders. So are my brothers, everyone in my family. They're just there at the sidelines all the time, and they've never let me down, so it's just, I think that gives you a feeling when you've been unconditionally loved. It gives me definitely a confidence that I can give it my all. And I think of them in any scary situation. I just think of them, and obviously my husband as well is just, he's not in like music or in the kind of, he's not even on Instagram, but so I don't sometimes I don't mention his name and stuff. But I told you his name is John, and he's honestly my rock. Like, we've been together since we were 21, and love my life. And he every day tells me, you're going to do this, and it's going to be amazing, and don't, it won't be half-hearted. You're going to give it everything. And on those days where you do have doubt, he would just be like, you've nothing to doubt, you're just amazing. And so to have that support is, I think, really vital when you're creating. And there he is there. He won't like that photo, but I put it up with him because it looked cute.
He's probably like, what? What?
Oh, he has the lockdown haircut there because we can't get our haircuts here in Ireland. So I have to cut his hair at the moment. So there's a lot of crazy hairstyles going around Ireland at the moment.
Mine is actually, you won't believe it. Usually it's shorter, like, this guy here. Mine is under the hat. Mine comes down to here.
Does it?
It's actually all tucked up and in a rubber band, and it's in there.
Yeah, I bet you don't cut it now. You probably love it, do you? Like,
a lot of people do. They're like, my God, it's the longest I've ever had it. And what's happened is, everything was closed. So, and we talked about it a couple times on the show, but because it was closed, and but now it's become like a sport. It's become like a game, like a challenge, because the 1 year point for not having it cut, just fighting with it, because when you're twist and turn, or if you're bending forward and you're trying to eat a bowl of cereal or soup, it starts to come in, and it's like, will you get away from here? So then you throw a hat on, but now it's become like a challenge. Now I'm so close to a 1 year point of like, what? Now I have to get to the 1 year. Yeah. And it's been, but it really, it's full, and it comes down to here, but it's all in there. Like, nobody move, nobody sneeze, don't open a window. I've had it a couple of times actually on this show where I've had it down, and people seem to like it. There was a couple of times I was on television and I was doing a news segment, and it was in the summer, and they needed me. They wanted it, more coiffed like this. So they laugh about it on the show because it's kind of like a tip that I've done, like a guy's wardrobe tip or something. The key was I wore a turtleneck. So because I had the turtleneck on, I was able to take the hair that was long and pull it back and tuck it into the back of the turtleneck. So all of a sudden it disappeared and was gone. And because I was looking straight at the camera and I was reading script that I wrote, teleprompter script, I didn't have to turn my head or turn anything where it would pop out of the turtleneck and sort of give away the secret. So I was looking forward at the camera and just, staring and smiling and talking to the camera. But I had this turtleneck that was being worn. They call it, they tease, they go, it's Jim's turtleneck tutorial. But it's a good tip. If anybody has long hair and they need to hide it, tuck it into the back of the turtleneck. And it worked. It was, brilliant. But so it's been really, amazing to have it this long like this. And now it'll be to get it cut. It's going to be like losing a friend.
I know, that's it. You might keep it long, you never know.
Could do it, right? Exactly. Cheryl says, thank you both for reminding me of my voice as a teacher and how important that is. Yes.
That's
Have
so
you
true.
thought about that too? Teaching others, mentoring others who want to be performers and to sing and to.
Yeah, I actually do a little bit of it on my Patreon page. I do kind of master classes and stuff like that. I think it's really important, you know, especially for Irish music. There aren't an awful lot of people that are kind of coaching kind of traditional Irish music or sean-nós music on a kind of a, you know, outside of Ireland. So I definitely do that on my Patreon page, and I love it. It's brilliant.
It's great when you get a chance to mentor others and inspire others. And Teresa Winter says, and we learn more about you. Absolutely. Yeah. All the time on these episodes. It's good to see you, Teresa. Juanita says, this was a fantastic episode. Thank you, Eabha, for spending time with us and sharing your amazingly beautiful music. Demarit in France says, wish you success. You know, you mentioned how sometimes you get notes or letters or, you know, how people can really be inspiring and responding to them. Well, there was this wonderful note that came in here from Julia. And obviously in 2018, you sent a note to her and that really meant the world to her. She goes, Eabha, I still have your note from 2018 and it makes me cry with joy. Lately, life has been extremely rough for me. How do you cope when you feel like giving up? And she adds that her dog, Roman, is dying. So she's holding on to that beautiful note that you sent, and she's, you know, blessed by it. And we thank you, Julia, for really feeling comfortable enough to share that with me and with Eabha. How do you cope when you feel like giving up? So you were talking about, you know, the meditation, the ocean, some very important things that can get us through some of the rough times in life, right?
Yeah, and Julie, I remember writing that note so well. So thank you so much for writing in. And I'm so sorry. You know that I'm such a dog lover, so I could nearly cry even just thinking about you and your poor dog. But I'm so sorry for that. But I think, you know, when times are really, really tough, I can only speak personally what's, you know, helped me throughout my life. But I think talking is massively important, and, you know, reaching out to people you love. And if there isn't someone that you feel comfortable reaching out to that's in your kind of circle, to actually ring, you know, a helpline or someone just to be able to talk. I know in Ireland we have a lot of those helplines, and maybe, Jim, you would know some of the ones in the States, but you know, to talk about it and to not keep it bottled up inside. And just know that when, you know, your doggy will always be with you. My dog passed away, actually my first ever show with Celtic Woman. My dog passed away that day, and I remember being devastated. But I always know, Julia, that he's still there. I know he's still there, and you'll never forget all the wonderful memories of, you know, when he was well. And isn't he so lucky to have you there with them, minding him? But thanks so much for writing in.
Absolutely. Yes. Sending strength and love to you, Julia, from us, from Eabha and everybody. And again, you know, think about the constants in life. That's something I've been saying a lot on this show. You know, when it seems like the rug is pulled underneath you and away from you, and all the stuff that we've had to experience, you know, in our lives in the last year, go to the ocean, go to nature, go to the forest, you know, talk to family members, surround yourself with the things that are constant, that are there today, right now. Nature is there, the ocean is there, the forest is there. Surround yourself with things that don't just disappear tomorrow. Because like you said, the ocean, and I say the ocean a lot, is because the ocean is always there, and it's been there, you know, thousands of years before us and will be there after us. So it is it's one of those things that's constant in life. Listen to music, listen to some of the music that really moves you. We've been listening to so much music, but we've also been, you know, doing things at home, a lot of cooking and working in the yard and cycling and tennis and going to the ocean and being with family and friends, watching classic movies, old movies and funny TV shows from the past. I Love Lucy and all the, Lucille Ball and like all the classic funny stuff that sort of lightens the load and takes your mind away from your mind. It takes you away from thinking of the negative things that are out there. And I think that's a really important thing to do. And we all have to do that. And Quasi Tom says the helplines are fantastic. They help you focus on positive thoughts. If there's depression or anxiety, feeling overwhelmed, to concentrate on your own. I agree 100 times. That's beautiful to share. And Gary says, thank you for spending your evening with us. This has been so enjoyable. It really has been.
Thank you so much. Honestly, Jim, it's been such a pleasure to chat to you. And, I did know your show before, and I knew straight away that we would get on really well. And I actually think that whenever we're in the States next, I know we'll end up meeting up at some point. There'll be a PBS or something or other, I don't know, but you're a lovely person to talk to, and I can so see how you do this every night, because your energy is actually, it's infectious. You can't help but feel good after chatting to you, and even listing off those things there, I know that's going to help people, so it's been a real pleasure to be part of it. And thank you to everyone, all those lovely comments coming in. I'm a lovity now. I'm loving this. I'll be sure to watch all of your other guests. I know you said Lisa
Kelly's coming on. Ryan Kelly's next week. He's returning. Yeah, we're all like friends, and you're friends with so many of them too. Because like you say, Ireland is a small country, and you're friends with Mairead, and it's really amazing when you get a chance to stay together, isn't it?
It really is. And I don't know, even like chatting to you today now, it just shows you how connection is so important, isn't it? And how music kind of can introduce you to so many people that you wouldn't have met if you didn't make it, you know what I mean? Or lovely people commenting. Like, if I hadn't have just like gone with my gut and just said, okay, I'm going to do it now, I wouldn't be having this experience. So yeah, so thank you so much. And thanks to everyone and the lovely comments.
Absolutely. And Julia, responding to sharing that you sent that note to her, she says, thank you, Eabha and Jim. I really wish I could hug you both and others because I'm emotional right now. Well, hopefully we've given you some comfort and solace and an emotional and deep hug from us to you, Julia, that'll, get you through. And again, surround yourself with some of the constant things in life. That's really important, because sometimes life can seem as though, everything's awry, everything's going all over haywire, and we need those constants. We need those things to remind us that we can breathe. One of the important things that I always show, I'll show it now, maybe it'll help too, is I say this. I show this at the end of every show, and I say, breathe from the diaphragm, love one another and love yourself, and remind yourself that you're important and you have worth and you're of great value, and there's people that love you and support you, and to relax. And we got this when we were on a family vacation in Newport, Rhode Island, ocean again. And there's times I tell this, at the end of every show to everybody to do this, but there's time that your host has to look at this and remember to do it too, to relax, to breathe. And so thank you, Julia, for sharing that with us. And we send you, again, all of our love from us here and from Eabha. Kathleen says, hi, Jim. Welcome, Eabha. She made it home. She works for the New York Mets baseball team in New York City. And she ran home to make sure that she got a chance to watch the show. Same thing with Linda Odell, who's watching in St. Augustine, Florida. And thanks for joining us, my friend. We will definitely get together. I think there are cousin relationships or something there. We are cousins or something. If we weren't before, we are now.
Yeah.
The Masters and the McMahons, they're somewhere in there. Lovety hugs to Julia, Eabha, Jim, and lovety friends from Christine in Florida. and not Florida. She probably wishes she was in Florida. She's in North Carolina, which is also beautiful. We have a lot of Florida folks here. Love Celtic Woman, Chris B. Thanks so much for being on, Ava. Very wonderful to see and hear you here. God bless you, Ava, and stay safe from Chris B. Chris, thanks for joining us. You've been joining us a lot lately on the show. We love it. And thank you again, Christine at Desert Sky says, I really love your CD album, Wildflowers, and good thoughts and prayers for you, Julia, for you and your lovely dog, Roman. God bless you, Julia, from Chris B. I like when everybody sort of chimes in for each other as well. And I hope the show met whatever expectations you had, my friend. We'll keep the porch light on for you, and I hope you enjoyed the time with me as much as I certainly have with you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, it's just amazing. I'll sleep well tonight now. Thank you all so much. It's been really special. And what a great way to kick off, you know, everything with Wildflower. So thank you so much, Jim, and to all the other lovities.
That's right. It's a cool word, isn't it? Levity. It makes you giggle when you say the word, even when I say it. Levity.
Daily life, I love it.
It just slipped out of my mouth, and then I used to say it was an accident, and they're like, "No, that was meant to be, Jim. It was probably meant to be that you said light, love, and levity just happened to come out of your mouth." So, and one more here from France. Wish you a great career.
Thank you.
Very beautiful. So we toast you in our I Dream of Jeannie mug. That's it, Slancha. And that's it. And you have a wonderful day. Thanks to your family. Hello to your family watching and everybody. And anybody watching, I invite you guys to follow us again. We're here every night on the Jim Master Show Live, and subscribe to and share and love our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. And of course, they can find you in all the usual suspect places, right? All the social media and the album too. We want to show that cover again. The album, where can they find the album? Is it?
So actually, you can find everything on my website. It's www.eabhaworldmusic.com. And it's AVA. So eabhaworldmusic.com. You'll find the CD, all the details for streaming, and everything that I'm up to as well. My Patreon link, everything, and blogs and everything there.
eabhaworldmusic.com. That's eabhaworldmusic.com. And I'll say it again during the course of the end of the show as well. We showed this in the beginning. Before we head out, who did this? This is fantastic.
So actually the logo there is Shane McDonald. He probably won't want me mentioning him, but I think it's amazing because it really shows my original name and then my stage name. So that's where it all kind of started. That was where that was born, you know.
Yeah, it was right there.
That photo there was actually taken in the first lockdown. You can see by my hair because my hair done. But that was just taken in my apartment in Galway. So as I said, a lot of everything that's been done has been very homegrown because of the lockdowns. But I do love that image as well.
Yeah, really, really nice, Ava. You're a great spirit. You're a terrific talent, and newfound friends made here, cousins and cousins, I tell you. And we will. It's an Irish thing, I guess, and we will gladly welcome you back. Let's stay in touch. I would love, whether I'm in Ireland or you're here, we get together. That would be fantastic. Blessings to you, and thanks for all the time. I think people really got a good feel for why you do what you do. You know, they know you from the Celtic Woman and the groups, and they know you from your music, but now they know you and the essence of who you are a little bit more. And I think that even brings them closer to you and even more appreciative of your talent and your music. And this was just really fantastic. I really enjoyed it, and hopefully you'll be back. We'll keep the light on for you anytime, Ava.
Thank you so much. See you, everyone. Thanks a million.
You take care. Go stretch those legs now.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye-bye. That is Ava, and she's amazing, isn't she? And we're so happy that she had an opportunity to join us here on the show. In case you joined us late, we went through some of the photos over the years and some of the wonderful things in her life. And she explained quite a bit about each of these photos. Yes, you'll have to go back to watch what we talked about with these photos here. If you missed this episode or you joined us late, and again, congratulations, USA iTunes World Music Chart. This album here was the album we were talking about, Wildflower, the debut album which is available right now. AvaWorldMusic.com. You can check it out. She mentioned the ocean is her go-to place. Mine too. And we just loved having her on the show. Maybe, again, this is the first time you're learning about her. Maybe you didn't know about her. Maybe you just knew about her briefly. We tend to, bring back that lost art of conversation here on the show. We'd love it if you subscribe to our YouTube channel and share that. That really, really does help the show grow. It allows us to continue to bring you these episodes, these really extensive episodes. This show is really unlike a lot of what is available out there, because we get to the heart of the matter. We have a lot of fun and good times and laughs, but we also learn something new every day here on the show, which is really cool. I think we've created a really special place here on the Jim Masters Show Live. So, share it. Just like Ava shares her talent. We're doing the same thing here on the Jim Masters Show Live, and hopefully you guys enjoy our efforts here. I want to let you know that we have an amazing group joining us tomorrow, the Name Droppers. They are very, very popular. Now, our regular time is 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. But if you ever miss an episode of the Jim Masters Show Live, you can always see all of them on our YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. I think it's something like 400 episodes of our series we have done so far, which is really, really amazing. I didn't even remember how many episodes we've done because we're so busy producing and hosting these episodes of our entertainment lifestyle talk show series. But it's our viewers, our lovedies, that said, Jim, you've done about 400 of these shows consistently. And I'm like, wow, I didn't realize it was that many. But tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, this really amazing group, the Name Droppers, are going to be with us live, and can't wait to share them with you. They're all excited. We're going to have music. We're going to have great conversation, viewer interaction, and all kinds of cool things that we are known for here on the show. I also want to let you know that for those of you who do like the Irish artists, we do have a week from today. Ryan Kelly is going to be joining us. You know him from Celtic Thunder, as well as Byrne and Kelly, the group he has with the duo he has with Neil Byrne, who was just on our show recently. And that was amazing. And Ryan was on before too at an amazing episode. He's going to be with us next Sunday. That's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern, which will be 11 a.m. Pacific, and it'll be 7 p.m. in Ireland, Scotland, England, and the UK. So check that out. That's going to be next Sunday. We're back tomorrow, of course, with the Jim Masters Show Live. And if you are, we have guests that come from everywhere, all walks of life, all backgrounds. But if you're specifically enjoying the Irish artists that I've had join me here on the show, then go back in the archives, because Ryan Kelly's been here, Mairead Nesbitt, Chloe Agnew, Damien McGinty, Roy Buckley, Colin Keegan, Paul Byram, Sir James Galway, and Lady Jean Galway were with us. Phil Coulter's been a guest on the show. The Rum Jacks, Celtic Irish rock band's been with us as well. And Oscar Blue has been on the show, and Connor McGinty's been on the show, and so many. George Hutton was a guest on the show, and he sang live. And Keith Harkin was on the show. Rebecca Harkin was on the show. We should just take this show to Ireland. But they've all been on the show, and many others, and more coming too. Lisa Kelly is going to be joining us, from one of the founding members of Celtic Woman, and she has her own wonderful vocal academy in Georgia in the United States. She's going to be joining us as well. And we have a lot of others that are joining us. Again, if you missed last night's episode with Hollywood actress, legendary television and film actress Dee Wallace, check that out. We had a brilliant conversation with her last night. It was amazing. Tennis star and ESPN tennis correspondent Patrick McEnroe is going to be joining us in just a couple weeks here on the Jim Masters Show Live as well. And he is the brother, of course, of tennis legend John McEnroe. He's joining us on the show. Nathan Pacheco is going to join us as well. He and I have been friends ever since I interviewed him on public television. There I am. And he's going to be joining us. He's a wonderful singer-songwriter. The last time we were together was at Carnegie Hall. for a special Christmas concert that our friend Tim Janis puts on every year that I love emceeing and being a part of. Juanita says, beautiful episode. Thank you, Jim. Good night, everyone. Juanita, thanks for joining us. And let's see. Yes, Sherry Lee Leonard. Get out. Love my tennis friends. And all your guests rock. Yes, you're talking about Patrick McEnroe coming on the show, right? Patrick is coming on the show exclusively. We're all excited. And as somebody who loves tennis myself, it's going to be really cool. And again, he's a tennis star. He's a correspondent for ESPN. His brother's John McEnroe as well. So lots of tennis in their family. Let's take a look at some of the more comments. Kathleen says, have a great night, Jim. Good night, all. Stay safe. Hugs, Kathleen. We love you as well. And Sherry Larson says, love that you're doing conversations with so many people you have from my childhood. I don't ever think about. Thank you. That is my pleasure. I really appreciate that. I'm so glad that you're enjoying these episodes of the Jim Masters Show live. And I hope you'll continue watching and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our content, daily content. And tell everybody about our show. Spread the lovity, share the lovity, and tell everybody about it. Yes. And Gary says she works for the Mets. Yes, she does. And that is my team, the New York Mets. I grew up in New York, and they are my team. Wear the Mets cap here in Iowa. And Sherry Lee says, lovity to you all. And what a great career, Ava. Absolutely. I agree, 100%. D. Laura in New York City says, thanks, Jim, for another fantastic show. My pleasure, D. And I hope you'll be with us regularly as one of our lovities. Gang, we also have a new Facebook group for JMS Live, and it's called JMS Live Lovity Hall. So if you go on Facebook, you can see, and it's very interactive. You guys are really in it. You're posting photos and you're doing all kinds of cool things. And I pop in as well. It's JMS Live Lovity Hall, Loveity Hall. It's a new Facebook group. For a long time, months, you guys asked us if we could create some sort of a place for everybody to come together, aside from the actual show itself. So on Facebook, we created a new Facebook group celebrating Lovity, JMS Live Lovity Hall. It's a new Facebook group. Everybody's welcome to hop in and join us. And again, we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary of the Jim Masters Show Live. So feel free. Some of our guests and some of our viewers have been sending in videos telling us why they love the Jim Masters Show Live. So if you would like to send in a video, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It could be something you do quickly on your phone. It could be something you do maybe perhaps on your camera, whatever. You can email it to our show's email address, which is jimmasterstv@gmail.com. That's jimmasterstv@gmail.com. You can make a quick video and tell us why you enjoy the Jim Masters Show Live, some of the things you enjoy about it. And we may be able to air it on our anniversary show coming up at the end of April, early May. We're working on a special 1-year anniversary episode of the Jim Masters Show Live. And we're going to include some videos from our guests as well as our viewers, our lovities. So if you'd like to create a quick video, again, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It doesn't have to be like those beautiful videos you just saw from Ava. It could be something quick, just you holding the phone, talking to it, and say, hey, this is why I enjoy the show. We won't tell you what to say. We don't put words in anybody's mouth. You just express to us what you enjoy about the show. We would love to know that, and maybe we'll air it on our anniversary episode. So we're sort of collecting those now. Also, if you have suggestions for guests, they don't have to be musicians or singers or actors, or they could be people from all walks of life, and you would like to see them on the Jim Masters Show Live. There is the show's email address to make contact as well, jimmasterstv@gmail.com. And feel free to let us know if there are guests that you think you would like to see coming up. And then, we also have episodes sometimes where it's just you and I. We've done some pop-up shows. If you didn't see the St. Patrick's Day episode we did, we also looked back at some of our Irish artists who have been on the show. Take a look at the St. Patrick's Day episode. It's on our YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. It was hilarious. We had so much fun. It was me and all of you, the viewers, and we had a great time. And then we showed clips from some of our past conversations with some of our past guests. We did a fun Valentine's Day episode. The whole set was red. We did St. Patrick's Day. The whole set was green. It was really, really funny. We had a good time. So sometimes we do host chat. Sometimes we take the show on the road. We've gone on location. We've got a few more of those coming up as well. So stay tuned for some on-location shows. We're going to take you on location as well. This show is something for everybody. Variety, talk show, entertainment, lifestyle talk shows. Every episode is something different, something for all of us to enjoy. Terrific show, Jim. Good night and enjoy your evening off. Yes, normally we would have a show coming up at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight, but this was our show. So we hope you enjoyed it. And some of you in those later time zones from Italy and other parts of the world were able to join us, and in Ireland and England and Scotland and Switzerland and Netherlands. Terrific show. Thank you very much, Kathy. You have a good night as well. Juanita ordered E.T. and Cujo today to rewatch. E.T. with your daughter. And of course, we had Dee Wallace on last night, who starred as the mom in E.T. Enjoy that, Juanita. And thanks for a lovely conversation with Ava. And so great she could sing live for us as well. See you all tomorrow. Lovely to Jim and lovely friends. Thank you, Christine, and blessings to you and to your mom as well. And glad you enjoyed the episode. And keep sharing the links on your Facebook page. Keep sharing and spreading the word like you do. Christine, we love that. And beautiful episode. Thank you, Jim. Good night, everyone. You too, Juanita. And again, the name droppers, they're a really fantastic group. You're going to have a lot of great moments with them together on our show at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. Join us. We will be live with the name droppers. They are really, really cool. So we already said relax, right? You know, we showed this when Ava was on. Relax, breathe. Don't forget to love one another. And don't forget to remind yourself that you are of great value as well. And Julia, if you're still watching, we send you our love and our prayers, and hopefully positive vibes for you as well. You hang in there, okay, Julia? We're all thinking about you here at the Jim Masters Show Live. A couple other things we always like to do here at the end of the show. We always like to put a smile on your face and tell you to share the smiles. Don't forget to share the lovity. And again, this just happened by accident, or again, I got to stop saying that. Everybody says it was an accident. It was meant to be. So lovity. And of course, go to your Zen place, as we learned today with Ava. And I really do think somehow we're cousins, because she and I think alike in so many different ways. It's amazing. She loves the ocean, which was really cool. That's a recent shot. And I've got that ocean shot. We're both looking in the same direction, which is kind of cool. That's one of my Zen places. And my most important Zen place is time with loving family and friends. That's number one always, time with loving family and friends and the loved ones. And then tennis and cycling and writing and producing. Of course, my work in television and radio all these years, and stage, on camera, on air, and behind the scenes is another Zen place for me as well. So find your Zen place, whatever it may be, and surround yourself with the constants in life. The ocean is a constant. It's always there. It's been there way before us, and it'll be there way after us. The Jim Masters Show Live, you can find us on YouTube at Jim Masters TV. Sometimes we do some episodes on Facebook as well, but generally everything is on YouTube there for you at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. If you missed an episode, it's all there for you in its entirety on our YouTube channel, which I think is very, very cool. And we love it. We love the fact that we can have all those there for you on YouTube. And you guys are a blessing. Continue to share the lovity and tell everybody about our show and spread the word. And you can also find me on the usual places, the suspect places. I'm on Facebook at Jim Masters TV, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope, all at Jim Masters TV. Follow, like, subscribe, share the lovity, and thank you, thank you, thank you. You can find me in all those cool places. And again, we started a Facebook group for the Jim Masters Show Live to share more lovity, and that is JMS Live Lovity Hall. JMS Live Lovity Hall is the new the new Facebook group page. Yeah. So we just had a nice cup of coffee to join all of you in the afternoon. Sometimes we do a little Java and coffee in the afternoon. All your friends were here. Those of you who are regular Lovedies, Gilligan from Gilligan's Island, Casper the Friendly Ghost is here. These are all collectibles that were sent as gifts to us. Jimmy the Clown, the I Jimmy Genie bottle, Silver when I was on that TV shoot in Europe. And of course, the legendary comedian George Burns was with us as well, joining us. You got to smile when you see this, right? George Burns was joining us as well. And he says, thanks for joining us. And you have a wonderful rest of your day. And we love when George is here with us. And it's Oscars week. We get lots of love at it this week. Oh, I love that. Yes, it is. Yes. Cheryl Lee uses her ocean backdrop to promote. I think it's really important. It really is important. Levity happened because of divine intervention. You know, I think you're right. When I slipped up and I said light, love, and levity, you will, I think it was divine intervention. You are right. Carla is here, and she's been with us for a long time. You've been with us, I think, since what, the summertime when you discovered our show. Wishing you, Jim, and gang a great week, and see you next episode. We'll be here tomorrow with the Name Droppers, an amazing group. Yeah, love you, and thanks for tuning in from South America, from beautiful Brazil. Carla, you may keep an eye on for this episode. Go on our YouTube channel. I think you're on it now, and see for the date when we have Nathan Pacheco on. He's from the States, but he is of Brazilian background and is an amazing singer-songwriter. He also worked with Yanni, and we've known each other for a long time, Nathan Pacheco. He's coming on as a special guest in just a couple weeks. So with you living there in Brazil, you might really extra enjoy that episode. I don't doubt. Carla, thank you very much. Thanks, Jim, for having Eabha on today. Really enjoy your show very much. Yes, this show feels like fireside chats. I think that's why I like your show so much, Jim. God bless and stay safe. Thank you very much. I appreciate those words very, very much. And Kathleen, you enjoy your busy week, and you know where I am, right? And we'll see you in the Facebook group, JMS Live Lovely Hall. We'll see you on Facebook and everywhere else. And continue enjoying your birthday weekend. You're the birthday girl, and you had Joni Pilato and me sing happy birthday to you, which was amazing. Good night to everybody. And Sherry Lee Leonard says, can't wait till tomorrow. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. That's 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. We will have the Name Droppers as our very special guests tomorrow on the show, and it will be great. Great tagline. Thank you very much, Sherry Lee. I love it. And again, I agree. Levity happened because of divine intervention. You guys are the best. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Hope you had another good time with us here on this episode. Some Irish crack and some laughs and some poignant moments too. You never know what happens on the Jim Masters Show Live. We always have a good time, and we aim to have a good time with all of you. So go and enjoy the rest of your day, whether you're watching us live or if you're watching this later on in the archives. Thanks for being with us. It really means a lot. And what you can do to help the show is just spread the word, keep tagging, sharing, liking and subscribing to the YouTube channel, telling everybody about it, and being interactive with the show like you always are. We're very interactive here, and we love when you guys let us know what the show means to you. So that is a wrap. It is dinner time here. We're going to have some dinner, and yes, tweet. You can tag me on Twitter at Jim Masters TV and on Instagram at Jim Masters TV. Share the YouTube channel. That's really important. That really helps the show. Subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content. And I'm on Facebook at Jim Masters TV as well. And again, we have a new Facebook group just for all of you, our lovely viewers around the world. Men, women, young, old, zip code doesn't matter. Income doesn't matter. Height, weight, eye color doesn't matter. Political, religious views don't matter. You're all welcome here to join us for a good time on the Jim Masters Show Live. We're going to wrap up. We're getting hungry here. Again, one more time, there is Eabha's wonderful album, Wildflower, the debut. Congratulations to her. And we really thank her for spending time with us here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Keep watching, keep sharing, keep enjoying. And we send you a great blessing from all of us here at the Jim Masters Show Live. You guys have a good rest of your day. And I thank you for your time this time. Till next time, we'll be back tomorrow. And it's going to be great. And, since we've been on an Irish theme here, we'll just throw this one last thing in here. We've had so many guest comments. We'll throw these. We've shared this before, but I think it's so beautiful and touching. These fine words when Sir James Galway was a guest on our show. He's a dear friend, and he and Lady Jean joined us. He's originally from Ireland. Lady Jean is originally from New York, but they live in Switzerland. And this is where he shot this wonderful commentary about our show. Sir James Galway.
Hello, Jim. I just want to tell you how much pleasure Jeannie and I got out of appearing on your show when it was possible to do that. I hope in the future we'll be able to do it again and take part in a great show.
Thank you very much, Sir James. That means a great deal that you took the time to create a quick video like that expressing how much the show means to you. I love it. And blessings to you and Lady Jean. And hopefully we'll see you guys again real soon. The last time we saw each other was at Carnegie Hall in New York City, and it was at a really beautiful event. So, gang, we're going to wrap up, okay? Love you all. You guys take care, and thanks for watching this episode of the Jim Masters Show Live. We'll see you again. We're back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. You have a great day, whatever time zone it is for you. You have a great day, and know that we're always here to put a smile on your face, inform, entertain, and who knows what else happens on JMS Live. Now I got to go eat. Good night, gang. Love you all. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.